Wake up 52. Freak, are you kidding me?
I keep on falling, falling and falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry, 'cause I keep on falling, falling and falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me. And I keep on falling, falling, falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry. I keep on falling, 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 falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me. And I keep on falling, falling, falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry. I keep on falling, 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 falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me.
Freak, are you kidding me?
One. Suicide, motherfuckers. Shouts to Dome. We're all in. Fuck it up. We'll do it again. Ooh, yeah.
Rumble YouTube family, what's good? What's happening? Been a while, It's good to see y'all. It's good to see everybody. First and foremost, how do I sound? How do I look? How do I look? How do I sound? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Just as long as you can hear me, I think that's most important. But if you could see me, that's an added bonus. For some. Can you see? Can you hear? Let me know. Fill me in. All right, man. If you can see me and you can hear me, we're good. We're solid. We're moving. We're grooving. Cool. What's happening, everybody? What's good? It's been a while, I know, since y'all got to see me and since I got to see y'all back. Welcome to Ironwork 92,000. We're here. True Earth Tuesday. True Earth Tuesday. I'm back in rookie form again. I apologize, y'all. But True Earth Tuesday, we're here. We're live. And yeah, man, we're gonna get down 6:30 at night, and we're gonna make it happen, at least on the East Coast. Welcome everybody. You're welcome. A couple of things I wanted to kind of throw out there nice and early. But before I do that, first let me greet everybody in the foundry. Mr. Roy, Brian Roy, how you doing, sir? Brian Roy, King Roy, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Roger Ledwell in full effect. How you doing, Raj? JJ's in the house. JJ, what's good to see you? It's good to see you, man. What's happening? JR Hartley, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Rumham Solo's in full effect. Haven't seen you in a while. Haven't seen anybody in a while, except for JJ. I seen JJ a little bit ago, as well as Raj Ledwell, and I think I spoke to Brian a little bit. Hey, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. It's still good to see y'all regardless. You know what I'm saying? Here in the foundry, it's always good to have the usual suspects in here. You know what I'm saying? Tarita Cirque, how you doing, sis? It's always good to see my beautiful sister Tarita's here. Good to see you. Warrior coming out and playing with us today. Good. I'm here for you. You know, I'm not too late, so you can have time out here with us. That's what's up, man. Good to see you, Warrior. Flat Bob, how you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, sir. It's been a while as well. Good to see you, though. Mr. Hartley, J.R. Hartley. No, I already greeted you, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with saying hi twice, right? Good to see you, man. J.R. Hartley in full effect. Post anything too. Said hi to you too. So yeah, there we go. I'm just saying hi to everybody twice. That's okay. That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shannon Emerson. Shannon E. Good to see you, sis. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Shannon Emerson joining us tonight. True Earth Whisperer, good to see you, bro. Hopefully everything's going well with your book, True Earth Whisperer. If you hadn't got yourself a copy, make sure to get a copy of True Earth Whisperer's latest book, True Earth Whisperer, right? And basically how to attack the whole flat Earth discussion. It's an amazing book. I got myself a copy. I haven't seen, or I've been keeping my eyes open for a lookout for a hardback cover. I haven't seen one just yet. So if there's one coming down the pike, True Earth Whisperer, please let me know. Please let us know. All right. So yeah, make sure you get yourself a copy of True Earth Whisperer's book out there. It's not Dianetics. You know what I'm saying? Remember that commercial, Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard? Then you'd see the volcano explode and shit. Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Be sure to get your issue of Dianetics at any B. Dalton's or Walden Books bookseller. You know what I'm saying? Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Remember that back in the day? I know I had to work on that. I had to work on that back in the day, man. That commercial voice. Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Be sure to get your issue of Dianetics at any B. Dalton's on Walden Books. Dianetics. Barnes and Nobles. That's another one. B. Dalton's, Barnes and Nobles, Walden Books, Walden Booksellers. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Saddlebum 369. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Saddlebum is here. Lowry's here. Oh, snap. Lowry's here. There's going to be trouble. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, fam. Welcome. Kim Ray. Kim Ray's here. All right. Good to see you, fam. Sugary Nose. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Sugary Nose. Yes. Eldon Bean, I presume. Mr. Bean. How you doing, sir? David John Rivington McDonough. Welcome. Good to see you, sir. I got that all off in one shot. I like that. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. And for everybody that I hadn't seen yet, I'm going to hopefully see you and I can properly greet you. But for everybody that's here and that has already been properly greeted, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Mr. Jingles P6G, welcome, sir. Paul Hogston, welcome. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. It's been a long while. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to see you. And welcome everybody that's coming. And welcome everybody also, people that have contributed to the OWRS App Phase 2. We are in Phase 2. We're currently in Phase 2. And Phase 2 is actually being worked on right now. We've broken that $2,000 threshold. Now we just owe like $4,400 remaining in Phase 2. We're almost there. Please contribute to the OWRS Phase 2. We are making this thing work and it's happening. I'm super excited. You should be excited. For all of you guys that know, I'm sure you know. You know what I'm saying? You know. If you don't have a if you don't have a cash, or rather if you do have a cash app, excuse me. If you have a cash app, here is a link to the cash app right there for the OWRS Phase 2 right there. That's a link to OWRS Phase 2 in Cash App. That's that right there. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see something. So yeah. So please. This year is you donation. All right. Okay. Support our final Antarctica. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. So that is the Cash App to the pool. And the reason I did it like that, y'all, is because not everybody has PayPal. PayPal seems to be a little bit difficult for some folks, even though that was like the first in the pooling services, it seems. But since we have Cash App and Venmo and everything, what I'm doing is I'm making it a little bit easier for everybody else. So then that way, if you want to contribute and you don't want to have the hangups, you can contribute also to Cash App. You understand? And what I'm going to do, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm going to give you guys the PayPal as well. Why not, right? Give me 1 second. I'm also going to give y'all that PayPal. All right. Give me 1 second. So, yeah, a little bit about the app. The app is it is coming along. It is working. They're actually they're physically working on it, okay? And that's good because before we were just trying to round up some lunch money and everything else to get these dudes to work on it, but now it's actually being worked on, which I'm just happy as hell about. If the deadline could be met by January 1st, that would be amazing. But is that realistically going to happen? No, it's not. It isn't, but that's cool. That's okay. Yo, man, tough times, man. Tough times for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So here is the OWRS Phase 2. And this one is in PayPal. Boom. There it is right there for all you guys that are PayPal centric. There you can donate right there to the OWRS Phase 2 via PayPal. It's there as well. So right up above, you have OWRS Phase 2 in Cash App, and then you also have it in PayPal. PayPal, OWRS Phase 2. So please donate. We're making this thing happen. And man, it is going to be, I'm telling you right now, it is going to be an amazing app. Oh, now, just to kind of stimulate your wallet and your fingers to get that money out, send me an email. I have something for you, not electronic. Y'all know how I get down. I like to send shit via mail. So for anybody that sends me an email, of course, you're going to probably put an address in there or an address that you would like for me to send your stuff to. And, you know, the holidays is here. So I tend to send cards out and I tend to send postcards out and everything. So I like to send to my audience. I like to send things, you know. So send your email to my email or send your address to my email and then I'll make the rest happen. I want to get some stuff in you guys' hand that you guys would it would put you guys over the moon. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anything. Not going to spoil anything, but at least I'm letting you know so then that way you guys can make an informed decision as to whether you do or you don't. And for all you guys that have already sent me an email, don't worry, stuff is coming your way. So that's automatic. If I have your email or if I have your address, I already have your address. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But anybody else that that hasn't sent me their address or whatever, I'll take care of you, so on and so forth. I like doing this shit. I don't know. It's cool. But of course, this is going to basically give you more of an incentive as to why you should contribute to the OWRS Phase 2. This is I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your rear, right? This is going to be a pricey. This is pricey. This is pricey. I've made an app before, and that's pretty expensive. And so I can't do it again. I don't have the budget for it. So do I contribute every week? Absolutely. Yes, I do. But can I just drop all that money on it? I cannot. So it's got to be a foundry thing. It's got to be a family thing. It's got to be a community thing. And when you guys see the product, when you guys see how beneficial it is to us, for real time, uh, old world structures, ruins, work, and understanding or comprehension, you'll see why it's such an expensive product, or it's just to make. Now to have in your hand, it's going to be free. But for the pro version, of course, it's going to probably be like $3 or something like that. It ain't going to be much, but it's definitely worth having. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but like I said, I already mentioned what I mentioned. Do that part, I'll do the rest. You understand? Aside from that, we're here at the holidays, right? We're here at the holidays. Oh, before I continue, Jim Anus, welcome, sir. Jim, JJ, JR Hartley, welcome, welcome. Saddle Bum, welcome, welcome. All right, all right. I saw Eugene. Eugene, welcome, sir. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Eugene's here too. Sarah in Land and Sea, welcome, sis. I saw you the other day, and it's always a pleasure to see you too. Good to see you, sis. Welcome, welcome. Flat Earth Flat Earth Eddie. Flat F-E Eddie. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yes. Yes, of course. Derek Nelson. Hey, I seen you today, man. Derek Nelson's a blast from the past. I haven't seen you in a while, but it's always a pleasure. It's always good to see you. The Achenator's good to see you too. Welcome, man. Welcome. Lord Racer, I haven't seen him. DeWitt, I haven't seen him. Big Pine Racing, I haven't seen him. Um, you know, God's watching this flat earth. Godheart Guardian, Maria Walker. It's like I'm on an episode of Romper Room and I'm playing it's like I'm taking up the role of Miss Molly or something. But yeah, I'm just calling out names that just come to mind. Harmon Walker. Hey, look at who it is. It's Harmon. Hey, Harmon. Hey, man, that's right. You're on my monthly pay each month. That's right. Harmon is an avid. He is an avid contributor. You have your avid contributors out there. Your Harmons, your Brian Roys, your Flat Bobs, your JJs, right? Tarita Sirks, right? All you guys, I commend you guys. And whether you guys have contributed continuously or you haven't, if you've contributed, hey, man, I really appreciate it. A penny, a dime, anything works, right? Please don't send me pennies. Just don't do me like that. Don't send me no change. Please don't do me like that. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? I really appreciate whatever it is you send me. Because I tell you what, man, I understand money is not easy to come by. It's tough. It is tough. But with all things, anything is possible. Anything is possible. But this year is actually a good question. Lord Racer, good to see you. I just mentioned you. The penny is coming to an end this year. This year is the last year of the penny, 2025. And so what we're gonna do, I guess we're just gonna keep nickels, dimes, quarters, and so on and so forth. 50-cent pieces, dollar pieces, the Sacagawea joint, right? We're just gonna keep those, I guess, right? The penny's going away this year. Yes, I understand. I have 2 streams running. Listen, Roger Ledwell got into my head to basically go and start doing the Google thing as opposed to StreamYard. Google is significantly cheaper, and it seems like it's a little bit better to deal with, even though it's a little bit harder. But like anything else, once you start getting used to it, you get into the mood of using it. So I'm going to look into the Google thing. And again, it's like significantly cheaper. StreamYard doing this double thing where I got, I got Miller and then I got Miller Lite. I've got freaking the panoramic view and then I've got the portrait view. I don't like that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like why do you have to give these types of options? Why do you have to make it like this? Okay, so for all you technically savvy people, I guess it's cool. Maybe I'm not as technically savvy, which, okay, if that's to my detriment, I'll take the L on that. But right now, not cool, man. It's just making things crazy for everybody. So listen, StreamYard, if you're listening, you might want to fix it because I'll be honest with you, you're probably going to lose me as a customer here within the next few weeks. Just letting you know, and I think it's fair that I give you a heads up, just because this stream of money is not going to be coming your way no more. It's going to be shifted elsewhere. So just saying that. That's all. I figured I'd be fair. Anyway, um, again, back to the holidays. So we've got the holidays coming. Whether you celebrate it or not, a lot of people or those around you, your family and stuff, tend to celebrate it. So with saying that, um, I want y'all to know that if you're dealing with something, I don't know what it is. Not saying that I don't care. I don't know what it is. I can't ever guess to know what it is you could be dealing with during the holiday season. And not saying that you don't go through stuff throughout the year, but during the holidays, I know that it tends to just stick a little bit more. It tends to be a little bit harder, or so it seems. Um, if you feel as if the world is coming down on your shoulders, as if you're bearing the weight of the world, uh, I get it. I understand. If you feel you can't take it anymore, please, please call somebody. If you can't call anyone because there ain't nobody there to pick up the phone, dial 988. Dial 988. That is the suicide hotline. Now, a lot of people feel a certain way about talking about suicide. I don't. The reason I don't, it's because anybody could kill themselves. Anybody could kill themselves. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you know how to pick up a knife, if you know how to pick up a gun and use it, you can kill your people can kill themselves. Listen, when I was a kid, I was 10 years old. I'll never forget. There was a kid on the baseball team. His name was Scott and a R. I'm not going to say his last name. But he was in the local baseball team that played for my town. Everybody knew him. He killed himself. 10 years old. Boy, 10 years old, he killed himself. The last suicide and this was back in 1988, right? Or no, 1989 for me. Excuse me. This is back in 1989 for me. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget this boy. I'll never forget his face. Killed himself. Now, I just dealt with the suicide a couple of weeks ago. One of my own family just took his own life, right? Uh, not what I expected. It was a cousin of mine. Not what I expected at all. But uh he did. He took his own life. A lot of people are trying to wonder why he did what it is he did. One can only guess as to why folks that do these things, why they do it. Now, I'm not saying that they're sick in the head or something's wrong with them. I don't know. I can't tell you what's going through somebody's head, but what I can tell you is that there are resources. There are people there that will talk with you. I'll talk with you. If you feel you can trust somebody, talk to that person. Um, and get them the help that they need. If you don't feel you're qualified, keep that person within your sights. Talk to that person, talk them till their ears bleed, sure. But while you're talking with them, dial a priest, dial for paramedics, dial for a counselor, right? Dial for these people that know that have the gift of gab and that know how to talk these things down off of the ledge. Because even though you may, whether you think you do or you don't, there are people that are qualified, actually qualified, and I'll say qualified only because also this is how I came up while in the military serving and doing my best to help people that may feel as if there is no other way. And I appreciate that. Thank you. But that's the reality of it. My thing is don't leave it for tomorrow. If whether you feel somebody needs to hear the words or not, that's the thing. It's the or not part. It's the or not part. A lot of times, um, we feel somebody's got it together, so we leave them alone. A lot of times we feel as if they've got shit figured out, so we don't think they need to hear those words. We think it's the guy that just looks depressed, the lady that just feels down on herself. That's the only one. No, everybody needs that fucking talk. Everybody needs that talk. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much ass you're bringing in, how much people like you or hate you. You talk to those people. You ask them if everything is okay, if they need to talk. Because I'll tell you what, I bet you $1 to a donut. There is somebody out there that just feels that plays a good game. They put up a good facade and they've got everybody fooled. But you never know deep down inside what's going on in their mind. You never know the pain these people could be possibly feeling. So it is always a good thing. Don't ever leave it to chance. Don't ever leave it to, oh, well, they got it figured out, because that might be the last time you see that person. And I take that shit serious, man. I don't play games with these things. All right. Now I know I joke around a lot and I know I have my stance in certain things, but when it comes to people, I take people serious. This world works because of people. This world moves because of people. Um, the cookies that you eat, the cookies that you like, it works because a person made it delicious like that. Um, when you wipe your behind with a toilet paper, well, it took people to kind of make those things. When you got a dude wipe because you got hemorrhoids and you're wiping your behind, well, it takes people to make these things. Now I know I'm kind of getting a little bit silly, but basically the point I'm trying to drive home is that people make the world go round. It's not only a song by the Stylistics, pretty good one, check it out. People make this world go round. So everybody counts. Everybody counts. All hands on deck. Everybody counts. Every hip movement makes this place function. So talk, please, please, please talk to people. I don't mean to be bring the house down and bring people's spirits down. This is what reality is, y'all. If you hadn't gotten to talk about the suicides and everything else, well, you're getting it now. Okay. And if that's you, and if I'm talking to you, please don't say anything. But 988 is there. Or if you want to talk to me, you could talk to me too. I'm not going to say that you need to do anything bad. I'll talk to you. But I'm also going to point you in the 988 direction as well, because I don't have all the answers. And I'm not saying that everybody, the people that are so and so qualified in these things to help you and get you in the give you the proper resources that you need, that they have the answers. I'm not saying that they do either, but they can possibly speak to your problem better than I ever could. But it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing if you're feeling the way I'm mentioning. If you're feeling these ways, talk. You want to talk. It's like measuring, okay? Talking is like measuring, because when you cut, that's it. There is no recut. When you cut that silver line, you're done. That's it. When you get rid of your life, you don't have ain't no second chances. We're done. Okay? So talk to people. Talk to somebody you trust. Talk to somebody. Just talk. Just say something and get the help you need. Um and so that's it about the suicide prevention. Please don't kill yourself. Please don't harm yourself. We need everybody, all hands on deck. This app needs to be built. And then if we have less people, that's less potential for money to come to the OWRS Phase 2 so we could get this bitch launched. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to see you guys doing good. Definitely want to see you guys all in one piece, coming back and not harming yourself, especially by your own hand. Please don't do it. Anyway, moving along. So yeah, haven't spoken with people in a while. What happened? What happened? We had Thanksgiving go down. We had Thanksgiving recently, and oh boy, I tell you, we had Thanksgiving, and it was interesting. It was interesting. Of course, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving like that. I don't like to do it much like that. I just don't. If I could help and go out and do not fundraising but volunteer work, I prefer to do that. I got with my family later on in the day for Thanksgiving, and I'm sure a lot of you guys in the Foundry also got to experience Thanksgiving with your families as well. Before I continue, Mike Van Dyke, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mike Van Dyke, I think this is your first time here, man. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy. The people in the Foundry. The Foundry and the workers in here are some solid folks. Welcome. Level Plane Productions. Good to see you, family. Good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Lord Racer, Jim Anus, everybody else. All right, man. We're rocking and we're rolling, we're moving and we're grooving. Okay. Let's get back to it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mike Van Dyke, man. Yeah, okay. All right. I see you. You knew me for a while. Okay. Okay, shit. Man, I appreciate you then, man. I appreciate you for coming on and joining us in here. Okay. All right. Horse Sheet. Welcome, sir. Good to see you, man. Good to see our brother Horse Sheet. All right. Derek Nelson. I wasn't even invited to Thanksgiving with the family, though I think some realized that and invited me for Christmas. Oh, okay. Well, at least my thing is if you ain't got a, I'll tell you what, man, a family is thinking of you. Somebody is thinking of you. Somebody is thinking about you. I can promise you that. So this is listen, the holidays are a very sensitive topic. They're not sensitive in that you could offend somebody, but they're sensitive in that you don't know where people's state of mind is. It's cold as fuck us in the northern hemisphere, right? It's cold for many of us in the north, right? And so with the cold and the slowdown and the lack of activity, the lack of daily activity, so better to say that, during the holidays gives people time and time alone and time to reflect, and sometimes people's minds goes in a place that it's not that kosher. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to make ourselves available. So we want to talk with one another and we want to talk with people as much as we can. And we want to get around some kind of people or a person as much as we can. Me, I'm good. Like I'll be honest with you, I could just sit my ass down. I've got an ass ton of books here that need to be read, and so I will make time with these books by myself and finish these fuckers off. Plus, I got an ass ton of things that I got to send you guys, so I don't have time to be dealing with a lot of people. So listen, I promise you, I am not going to harm myself. That's for sure. And I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be very, very busy this holiday season. But if you're not busy and if you've got a lot of time on your hands and you need to talk to somebody, then please talk to somebody. Or people, go out and reach out to people that might be alone this holiday season and talk to them. Now, back to Thanksgiving, because I put enough mustard on the suicide and the harming oneself thing. But we'll come back to it if necessary. Um, this holiday I was with my family and I was with everybody. You know, my mom, dad, um, uh, sister-in-law, you know, all that, in-laws, family, um, nieces, nephews, everybody. What do y'all think? What topic do y'all think came up? What topic do y'all think came up? What topic do y'all think came up? Salad for J4G. How you doing, sis? How's my beautiful salad doing? It's good to see you. If you said the flat earth, you're absolutely right. People, listen. Your man Vlad did not bring up the flat earth. I did not bring up the flat earth. It didn't come from me, okay? Never came from Vlad. It came from my advanced mathematics teacher brother, oldest brother, that thinks I'm a total just idiot for believing that the earth is flat, for not even believing, for knowing that the earth is flat. And he's like, you know, my brother just pushes my buttons. I love the dude, but he's like, this idiot with the flat earth. And I'm like, oh, snap. Here we go. So he's one of those guys. He's like a glutton for punishment, which I'll be honest with you. I think that he gives me the shit because deep down, he's starting to see it for himself. So, of course, my brother's like, why do you keep saying that the earth is flat? You know, I was watching Star Trek the other day, and then as soon as he said that, I just smiled at him. I'm like, bro, come on, man. He's like, you know, I was watching Star Trek the other day, and it doesn't make any sense how the earth could be flat. And I'm just like, wow, well, you know, Hollywood's got my brother, but not enough, I don't think. Hollywood's got him, but not as much as one would like to think. And so instead of being on the attack or on my brother's heels, I just let him talk and I let him explain his piece. And we spoke about Star Trek because I used to like Star Trek. And actually, I'll be honest with you. I like Star Trek. I like the original, right? Captain Kirk, and I love Deep Space Nine. Those are my two favorite Star Treks. I haven't seen some of the new stuff, Strange New Worlds. There's a new one with a black lady captain. Um, but mine are Captain Kirk, my two captains or my two leadership for the Starship Enterprises, and the Deep Space Nine joint, the ugly looking football joint, right? Captain Kirk and Commander Cisco, right? Commander Cisco played by Avery Johnson, I think it is. I forgot his name. Y'all remember Spencer for Hire? Who remembers Spencer for Hire? Hawk. Who remembers Spencer for Hire with Robert Urich and the brother Hawk? Spencer. Y'all remember Spencer for Hire back in the day? He used to come on ABC. It was the cop drama with the two undercover policemen, right? Spencer from Spencer for Hire and Hawk, right? So Hawk winds up being Commander Cisco, Deep Space Nine. So yeah, okay. Y'all remember Spencer for Hire? Spencer. I used to love that show. And then there was a spinoff of Spencer for Hire with A Man Called Hawk, which actually took place like right up the street from here. It took place, I think, around DC, Baltimore area. And that I love that show. I think it only did one season. It didn't last that long, but man, I love The Man Called Hawk. Y'all need to come back with that. And y'all need to bring Mr. Avery back. Spencer, you remember? Mike Van Dyke. See, that's why, look, that's why I fuck with this Foundry, man. That's why I fuck with the Foundry. See, when I bring up a damn thing, man, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Spencer. Yeah. Hawk, A Man Called Hawk. Yeah. So we're talking about Star Trek, and we're talking about like some of our favorite episodes. One of my favorite episodes of Star Trek is the original, is where Bones, Dr. McCoy gets tricked into falling in love with the alien that looks like this lady he used to mess with, and then freaking Captain Kirk is like, damn it, freaking what's his name? It's not Jim. Dr. McCoy. Damn it, Doc. I forgot his name. Dr. McCoy. Man, he's like, damn it, fucking stop thinking with your loins and start thinking with your head. I'm like, damn, okay. I love it. You don't like Star Trek? Okay, Sally doesn't like Star Trek. But I like Star Trek. And I think much of the reason why I like Star Trek is because of how much it resembles just my time in the Navy. And I tell you what, even though Star Trek is fiction, science fiction, Star Trek and how it is arranged and just the leaps and bounds and how they tackled how society should be run was just well ahead of its time. Um, I remember my last submarine deployment on a sub out in the Pacific uh, was my first time being on a submarine with women. That was my first time going on a deployment with women. And it was a big sub, right? A huge submarine. And my deployment with these women, like they were awesome. And my leading officer of our team, I was the leading enlisted and she was the leading officer. And so we worked so well together. And she's just such a smart, amazing woman. And at first, like we had a problem because like I do shit my way, and she didn't like that. And so we came to an understanding, we came to an agreement, and we actually worked very, very well together. And she's an amazing leader, very smart woman, and I learned quite a bit from her. And so just working with her and working with the other females on there, that was a very solid and a very capable crew. And that was my last submarine deployment. And it was an amazing submarine deployment. And just looking at how everything functioned and flowed, there was no static. There wasn't anything icky or weird about it. And what it reminded me of was Star Trek. And I just said, God, dog, this looks like an original Star Trek with just how everything flows and how everything moves right. Anyway, so saying that, and I was, talking about that episode with my brother, and my brother was talking about how we can do time travel and everything else. And it then dawned on me that it was the perspective my brother was tackling the flat earth from. And it was my brother hadn't seen anything. He hadn't, he's seen the curve, and just hearing how he speaks, and he's not a dummy, right? It's what you get to see. It's what you see. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how high you score on these tests or everything else. There's something to be had when it comes to a perspective, when it comes to seeing something, in order for you to properly understand it, right? In order for you to comprehend it, in order for you to say, yes, I get it, right? Because if you don't see it and it doesn't fall into that block to where you're like, all right, now I've seen it, now I get it. You won't get it. You won't understand it, because you're still going to approach whatever it is you're trying to make sense of from your old perspective. It's like it's like it's like if you've never drove a car. You've never drove a car in your life, and the only thing you've done is ride bicycles. All you've done is ride two-wheel vehicles. That's it. And then somebody puts you in the seat of a car, and then they're telling you, I need you to drive from here to the mall. The mall is 2 miles from here, so it's not that hard. And you might, and it's 2 country miles. So it's not like New York City miles that are, Midtown Manhattan miles that are hard as fuck. It's a country mile, 2 miles. So I need you to drive from here to the mall. You won't be able to do it because you're coming at it from the perspective of a bicycle rider, right? The same thing must be said about my oldest brother. The dude is smart as hell. This dude taught me so much coming up, so much in such a short period, right? Taught me how to draw, taught me how to make paper airplanes, taught me how to cook, taught me how to do all kinds of stuff. And I remember my oldest brother used to just make shit. Like he I couldn't even tell you. Like the dude is just he could do everything. He could do everything and anything. Whatever he felt like doing and he put his mind to, he could do it the first time and he'd be fucking amazing at it. But he doesn't understand the flat earth. And every time we talk about it, before I would get upset with him and I'd kind of poke fun at him and be like, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. It's not his fault because he hasn't seen it. And I'm basically saying that because there are a lot of globers out there that they think they know. They're approaching a car with the perspective of a bicycle rider. They're trying to tell us how to drive a car when we've not only rode a bike, but we've also driven a car, and now we've driven a truck, and we've done a multitude of things. But all they know is how to ride two wheels. They don't understand four wheels. They don't understand the mechanical operation it takes, the signaling, right? The rules of the road when it comes to a four-wheel vehicle like a car. They don't get it. So they're going to tackle it from a bike rider's perspective. Bike with no engines in it, no machines other than the 2 feet that you got. That's it. That's it. And it's okay. It's okay. But the thing is you need to remember, I needed to actually recognize where my brother was coming from. I needed to recognize, like, you know what? This is why he doesn't fucking get it. And it finally dawned on me that he didn't get it when he kept talking about Star Trek, and it just doesn't make sense. Because even though he was laughing, it didn't make sense to him. It didn't make sense to him because he still kept approaching it the same way we keep approaching it. This is why the dialogue, not the arguments, not the shit talk, right? But the dialogue is important. And we need to ask the questions that maybe we just gloss over. And so it's like, okay, what have you seen? Like, tell me what it is you've seen. Tell me what you're thinking, right? Like, talk to me about what it is you're thinking and what don't you get? And so when we explain it to them from the flat perspective, they're still going to put it in a ball perspective. So when we just talk and talk and talk till our faces turn blue and they still don't get it, it's time to work. It's time to go outside, and it's time to actually put our boots to the ground and fucking show them exactly what it is we're talking about. Okay. Now I know it's winter time and a lot of us don't want to be outside. I get it. And so, yeah, of course, get a Gleason's map out and kind of demonstrate to them how it works. But nothing works like real life. Okay. Take them to the beach, take them to a lake, take them somewhere, right? To where you can demonstrate this thing and take them during midday. Take them before midday, like at 9 o'clock in the morning. Take them during midday at 12:30 in the afternoon. Take them post midday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, especially during wintertime. And then they could see for themselves, right? You could show them during that time. Okay. Like here we go, right here. It's noontime, right there, right? Right there. We could say that this is freaking 9:30 at night. This sun right here, or this light. And then we could say that this is like 3:30. Okay. 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay. We could just make it like that. And then we could say that it's just moving away. Um, and so the more I spoke with my brother, the less shit I was talking with him. And the more I sat to listen. And you know, I tell you what, it made me start to look at these globers a little bit different. And even though they get on our nerves, they're like the little brother, even though he's older than me. They're the little brother that gets on your nerves, even though they kind of mean well. Some of them actually are evil, and some of them are liars. But some of them just don't see it yet. They haven't grown into that next layer. And that's okay. But you have to recognize that. Like, please, at least hear me out and recognize that this is where a lot of these globers, this is what they're just going based off of what they see. That's it. They're just going based off of what they see. And so my brother even said, "Well, haven't you been in an airplane and haven't you looked outside and see that the earth is curving?" And and that's what the final nail in the coffin was for me to recognize his point of view. And so I said, that's what it is. He's he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And so that's when I had to break it down to him. All right, man. Those things are the views of your window. And then I showed him, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'll bring it up for you and we can talk about it because this talks about this right here specifically talks to an episode that I did a couple of months ago where I said, "Hey, is it curving? Is the earth curving or not?" And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with y'all. Hold on. Of course. Okay. I'm going to share this with y'all right here. Boom. So if you look at that was my that was my thumbnail for that episode so you could check it out, right? But I showed him this right here. Is it curving? It sure is. But look at what else is curving. The rest of this in here is curving. But the horizon is curving. It is curving. But this is also, let me show you. All of this is also curving. So this is me in a little Civil Air Patrol aircraft running a test mission, right? And I'm actually doing some stuff for an operation or a military exercise called Red Flag. Red Flag, and it took place in Alaska, right? And this is overland Alaska, down in Eielson, around Eielson Air Force Base. For all you Alaska folks out there that know where Eielson is, all right? So you can see other things in here curving. This is also curving. This is also curving, right? This is a lens effect. Look at the car. The car is also curving. The background here, this mountain is curving away. Much of this is curving. This is also curving. But when you look at the car the normal way, hell no, it ain't curving. It ain't curving, man. You got to be out your mind. No, it ain't curving. So please don't think that it is, okay? Do not think that it is. And then here's more curve. Look at that. Thank you, Mark Rizzo, for that. Love, much love. Our brother Mark Rizzo's in the house. Mark Rizzo, much appreciated for love to the phase 2 in the Cash App. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mark Rizzo. Thank you, sir. So more curvature. You can see the strut right here under the wing curving. Look at that. More curve. This Field Fox, it's also curving. Within the cabin, also curving. Anyway, all that to say, there's a lot of curving features going on in there. I had to show that to him just to bring him up to speed, just so he could see that, yes, I understand you're smart. Yes, I understand you know math, but your reality is going to curve because of that perspective that that camera is going to give you. Everything is going to curve. You look outside, it's all going to curve. And depending on what your window is shaped like, looking out the window, looking at the horizon, it will curve. It will. It will. If it's a curved piece of glass, it'll curve. In the cockpit of some airplane, of some fighter jets, they're curved, right? And so that curvature allows it to withstand a certain amount of pressure, outside pressure. So that's why it's built the way it is for a lot of them, not all of them. The SR-71 isn't a curved canopy, right? So within a lot of those, I think your F-14, 15, 16, your F-4 Phantoms, your U-2s, those are all curved cabins, right? Curved cockpits. So, and they have the curved windows. And so when you look outside, you're going to get that curved effect as well. I don't make these rules, man. I don't build these planes either, but that's just how it is. And the plane that I flew in the EP3, everything is a flat plane of glass. That airplane isn't going to climb above 30,000 feet. It won't. Not while we were doing what we were doing. It will not climb above 30,000 feet. So while we're at the altitude that we're at doing our mission, like everything is flat. Everything's flat. Everything is flat. As far as you can see, everything's flat. And so this is important, and this is important to understand, because you saw where I was, right? You saw what I was using, and I was at like 13,000 feet, 14,000 feet in that Civil Air Patrol aircraft doing that thing, but I had my GoPro, and that GoPro gives you that curving effect. And I'm at 1,300 feet, not 13,000, excuse me. I'm at 1,300 feet, right, off of the ground. And so I showed him that, and he's like, "You sure that's not the Earth?" And I'm like, I'm not here to bullshit you, man, right? And so he listened. We went back and forth, and it wasn't back and forth like we were aha-ing each other. He was just like, it doesn't make sense. What I noticed when he kept saying it doesn't make sense, that is a Glober's way of saying this is confusing. And that's okay, because we were there too. Some of us. It's a Glober's way of also saying, I can't believe that because it's been a ball the whole time. I'm just going to go to it being flat. There's no warm-up period. There's no trial period, 7 days, 14-day trial period. And then if I don't like it, I can discard it. That's not how it works. So it's okay to be a little bit confused because of what we've been taught, sure. And I'm not going to try and sit here to tell any Glober how to think or anything else like that. But at some point, you're going to have to leave us alone. You're going to have to leave us flat earthers alone. And you're going to have to take those scary steps by yourself into discovery. And you're going to have to see these things for honestly what they are. Really, that's all it boils down to. Really, and it's a choice. It's really a choice. You're going to have to get behind the wheel for yourself, and you're going to have to drive that car for yourself. And you're going to have to make those experiences for yourself. Like I said, the flat earth is like riding a bike. It's the same. It's no different. If you don't know how to ride a bike, you won't know the flat earth. You won't know that experience to ride a bike. If you don't know how to ride a bike, you won't know how it feels to ride a bike. You just won't. You just won't. If you don't know how to swim, you won't know the experience of how it feels to swim. You won't. But once you learn and once you get it, you won't ever forget it. You just won't. And so if that perspective eludes you, that's because you're not there. and that's okay. But you have to see how it is we got there. It's not a belief. Again, this is something I've said a million times. We don't believe that the earth is flat, and it's not a theory. So please, like, stop with the whole flat earth theory thing, because that's not at all true. It's not true, and not in the slightest is that true. You have to understand that this is a knowledge. This is an understanding. This is what we have come to know. It is flat, and it comes with a kit of craziness as well. And what I mean by a kit of craziness, you get a whole new understanding of this world. I've said this before, and I don't want to have to beat a dead horse and say it again too much, but when we speak on these other topics that totally elude you, it's because you don't know, you haven't grasped the bare minimum. You haven't grasped the bare minimum. And I'm kind of going to roll into what it is I'm talking about in the original topic of tonight's discussion. Um, and because I don't want to hog up too much of this. And so when I laid down that groundwork for my brother and I explained that to him, it was so much easier to talk about. And it wasn't trying to force him the flat earth, but it was easier to talk to him about the flat earth. And then my nephew came in, and my nephew was trying to tell me about the flat earth and everything. Now I started fucking with him, right? He's a young buck. So I got to give him that work, right? But even him, it's like, okay, so you haven't done anything, you haven't really seen anything. You have to go out and you have to, like, do it yourself. Like, no matter what you tell me, it's not gonna change the condition of the earth. And no matter what I tell you, it's not going to make the condition what you say it is. But I could tell you all day it's flat, but you're gonna have to see it for yourself. So I'm gonna stop right here. And what it does is, when you discuss it with people, all you're doing is giving them information, because it's the truth. It's easy. It's what you know and what you experience. So basically, when you tell somebody what you know, you just tell them what you know. And then the things you don't know, you just say just that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I could guess. And what I think it could be or might be, that's something totally different than what I know to be true. Right. Um, Even things like, for example, things like satellites, right? You have your things like low Earth orbit satellites. Um, I think we may have to reevaluate. And I'm not saying, for everybody that, but we might have to reevaluate how we approach the whole, how these things orbit. Are they orbiting like the Earth is a ball like this, and are they orbiting the Earth like a ball like this? Or is the earth like this? And are they orbiting above the earth like this? Huh? Are they orbiting above the earth? Because those are both orbits. It's as if you're running on a track. And if anybody, my track runners out there, 400, 100, 200, 4x1, 4x4, 4x2, right? Outdoor track, indoor track, 300, 200, 55, four by all of them. Anyway, except for the 55. But for all my track runners, right? When you do one lap, that's basically an orbit. It's the same thing. You're orbiting those people that are doing the field events on the inside of the track. You're just orbiting them. It's the same thing. Those satellites could be possibly doing that same thing. They could be just doing an orbit. That's all. It doesn't have to be around that. Now, how they go about doing that? Are they using balloons? Possibly a combination of balloons and another method, possibly. That maybe we're just not familiar with, possibly, right? Now, the thing that I'm starting to recognize is the amount of static electricity in the air. Just in the air. Now, if you can imagine what I mean by static electricity, it's just basically like the electricity that is here readily available, static electricity, right? So if you shuffle your feet on the ground, like whether it is a vinyl ground or a artificial carpet, like, and then you reach out and then you touch someone or you touch a metal object, what's the first thing that's going to happen? It's going to arc. It's going to release an arc of electricity from your hand, and you'll hear that pop, pow, right? I don't know how many volts that is. but you've just generated, apparently that's a high amount of potential that you've generated within yourself, just rubbing your feet on the deck and gathering static electricity to make that arcing happen. It's crazy, the things, just the silly things we do in order to make those things happen. Now, um explaining phenomena like this to my family, if they don't understand the flat earth, that's going way above and beyond. Like, they ain't going to get it. But for us, yeah, we could talk about that all day until we come to some kind of resolution, to some kind of understanding, like, hey, this is possibly what it could be. Like, I don't have the machines or anything else like that to do any further study, so I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. But with those things in mind, as far as as far as the easy stuff to well, the basics to comprehend with the flat earth, it's the it's the just look. All you have to do is look and talk about what it is you're seeing. It's the same as if you're drawing. A good artist will draw what they see. Like, just draw what they see. um Not saying that you're a bad artist if you can't draw what you see, but there is some odd connection that an artist has when they draw the horizon, right? Even though they're taught that the earth is a ball, and they'll regurgitate that the earth is a ball, guess what they're drawing? They're drawing a flat horizon. They're always going to draw a flat horizon, unless they're drawing a caricature of some sort. They are going to draw a flat horizon. Here's another thing. When people go outside and then they see the sun go around, what are they saying? Are they saying, well, there goes the earth moving. There goes the earth moving again. And they see the moon do the same thing. There goes the moon moving. I can see the moon moving, y'all. No. They're not saying anything like that. They're talking about how the earth is moving in respect to where they are, what they're seeing. This people speak honestly when they observe the sun and the moon. They, for the most part, speak honestly. There is the sun moving from east to west. The sun is going away, or they'll say the sun is setting, the sun is going down. We'll let them have that for now. We'll let them have it for now, even though we understand the sun is going away. The moon, the same thing. They're talking about what they're seeing, and that's a good start. And you have to understand that you have to give that to them, and you have to let them know you're a flat earther and you don't even fucking know it. Glober, you're a flat earther and you refuse to admit it. Glober, you're talking about everything from the earth's perspective on how we view the sun and the moon, because that's just how it is. There is no earth rotating around anything. It's the moon, it's the sun doing these crazy movements. It's those things going around and round and round and round, like an airplane during the season, going further out and then coming back in. That's all it's doing. And they're observing correctly, and they're telling you what it is they're seeing. So if anything, if you're going to start with your family, tell them what it is they're seeing, and tell them that what they're seeing is correct. But what they're being taught, why they're being taught that, it's beyond us, but it is not correct. That's all. That's all. If they want to talk about the sun, the moon, and the sky. Now, said all that to say that at the end of the day, we can't grasp, or we could do our best to try and grasp what it is that's in the sky and what the sky is doing, sure. But do we fully know? Nah, because we don't live in the sky. That's not our domain. That belongs to the birds and the beasts of the sky, right? We could tell you what's going on down here. We know exactly what's going on down here for the most part, right? We know that this thing isn't doing what they say it is. It's easy, right? And here's the thing. You want to kind of start to contain them. Break down their traveling space. Contain them. Oh, what's the sky doing? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the sky's doing. I don't care if the sky's turning purple, orange, green, and there are a bunch of things showing up in the sky. Guess what the earth isn't doing? Keep them there. Keep them grounded. Like, pun intended, keep them grounded here. Keep them here. Talk about the earth. That's it. Talk about the earth and what it's not doing. Tell them that you're going to have to find curvature for me. And you know what? You want to know who got it? I'll tell you. My parents got it. My parents got it. My parents instantly understood. I took out a Gleason's map. I got my dry erase pen, and then I showed them how it worked. And then I showed them how the sun works. And basically, I used it in the example of an airplane, with a propeller. If for all you guys that are out there that live near airports or the small airports, those airplanes with the propellers could be quite noisy sometimes. So they're like, it's got that noise, right? And so when those planes fly, the closer they are, what? They generate more noise. And so if they're flying above head like a bunch of buzzards, right? And they're flying above your head and they're making noise, that noise is concentrated within the donut of your hearing, right? That hearing donut is like this, noisy, noisy, noisy. Now, as the season progresses, it goes further south. It goes further south. As it goes further south, that concentration of noise begins to go down. Or as it goes, and it's still going around your head. That's what I mean by further south. It is still going in a circle around you. That concentration of noise begins to go down. So if they don't understand, if a glober doesn't traditionally understand how your sun in the flat world works, explain it to them the way an airplane would move, a noisy airplane would move. Okay, just break it down to them. And it's not you patronizing anybody or treating them a particular way because it's just easier to understand. No, you're talking to them in lay talk. You're not trying to talk to them with this big language that a lot of people might not understand, right? It may sound flowery and good, but as far as an effect of understanding, you're going to get, $50 words, 10-cent results. $50 words, 10-cent results. The shit isn't going to make any sense. It's not going to make any sense if you use these big words. Sure, you'll sound smart, but what's the use of sounding smart if the people that you're delivering this information to don't know what the hell you're talking about? You know? So, basically, all in all, explain that to my brother. He began to say that he didn't understand it, but deep down, I could tell that he was starting to see what I was talking about. He was starting to understand and recognize what I was saying because he was quiet. And his only rebuttal was, yeah, I don't get it. Nah, he was getting it. He was getting it because I was making it nice and plain for him. What I think is he didn't get how simple it was. It didn't make sense for it to be that simple. It didn't. It didn't. And you know what? For a lot of folks, it won't. It might not be that easy to understand because of how simple it is. And you know what? I get it. I get it. A lot of people really need it to be hard to understand. And I understand that, right? That's the problem with the dishonesty of teaching. Like we have been programmed to think that in order to, even if it comes to another language, in order to learn another, we have to suffer and we have to force it into our minds, which this flat earth has done something tricky to me. It's made me realize that if you want to learn something or if you're looking to learn something, it shouldn't be that hard. If that makes any sense, you need to find a way to approach what it is you're trying to learn. First of all, an interest is important. You have to have an interest in it, right? If whatever you don't have an interest in, it could be the easiest freaking thing in the world. You won't learn it. If you're not interested, it's going to be very hard to learn. If you're super interested, it will be one of the most fun experiences you'll ever have, and you'll learn a lot more than you've ever imagined because of how fun it is to learn or to get to understand something that seems as if it works with your spirit. Working a language is no different, right? Understanding a language is no different. And so he started to see where I was coming from, but his only response was, I don't get it. I don't get it. How could that happen? How could it be? How could it be? And he had a hard time because he held on to his notion of the world, which is a ball. but he's never seen it as a ball. He hasn't. He hasn't. And when I showed him the convexity or the concavity of the effects of the camera effects that I showed him, he saw that too because he shut up and he was like, and when he saw the car and how it was bolted up, he was like, yeah, he shut up. And really, his silence told me everything, and he didn't have to say anything. And I wasn't going to belittle him or anything like that. No, I was like, no. These like when I saw his silence, I started to realize that this is a time that I need to take advantage of and not harm his mind, but instead enrich his mind. Because when you get silent, one thing I've noticed is when you learn something new and you begin to understand what it is you're learning, like that silence means fertile ground. That silence is virgin soil for seeds of information. So it's waiting for you to seed that mind. And so that's what I did. I didn't give him too much so he can do the rest, but I gave him enough. I gave him enough to where he can explore the rest for himself. So he could do more research. So he could listen to the guys like you on YouTube, the guys like you that have your channels that do a lot of this work, right? That I've been missing in action for a couple of weeks, that do the things. You know, RG, shout out to you. RG does a lot of the stuff. RG does a lot more advanced stuff. He doesn't do flat earth basics like I do, like I like to do. He does a lot more of the advanced stuff. But for all you guys that are out there doing this kind of work, that's where guys like him could run, and he could hear it from somebody else that maybe might explain it a little bit different, right? And then all these different bits and pieces, he'll be able to get this. He'll be able to kind of come to terms with what the reality of this place is, and then it'll make sense to him. And then he might be suffering from a lot more quiet. And maybe he might be making fun of me a little bit more, but his what I learned again from my brother was when he pokes fun at me like that, it's because he's learning. I needed to kind of take a step back and realize he's not attacking me to attack me because he's being an asshole, right? Even though he's my older brother and he slaps me upside the head from time to time, he's bigger than me, but he's not. It's not because he's an asshole. It's because he wants the response. He wants to learn something. He wants to understand something, and I'm more than happy to divulge whatever I've got so he can understand what it is that is going on about this place and what's not going on and why it is we talk about the topics that we do and how we get there. Because to the traditional globe earther, everything we say is Greek. They don't get it. It annoys them and it makes them do things that they otherwise wouldn't do if we were globers or if we thought alike, right? Or if they didn't think it was so strange. Like our information makes their ears itch, right? Their information doesn't make our ears itch because we've heard that bullshit before. Ours does because it's so foreign to them. They're living in such a confined space that the truth it harms them. The truth harms them, and that's what's true. Um, I don't I'm not trying to say that I'm the perfect. I'm not perfect at all. Nobody in here is perfect. We're not claiming to be perfect, but at least we understand, we could see the difference between lies and the truth, and we recognize the harm that the lies can do. And we've seen the harm that the lies have done to us, and for many of us that live in America, we've seen what the lies have done to us as people, right? It's killed a lot of us. We've suffered the effects of COVID-19. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say COVID-19, and I'm sure this thing will be blocked or whatever. I don't fucking care, because the thing is it's true. We saw the effects of what happens when people are misinformed of what the truth is. COVID-19 goes down, or that nonsense went down. People took something that they have no fucking idea what they were taking. No idea. A lot of people didn't make it because of that. They didn't make it. We did try to tell them don't do it. A lot of people were more concerned about their bank account than they were their own health. And so many people ultimately paid ultimate price. They paid they paid with their lives, unfortunately. Okay, fine. Um, we're coming across a time where we're starting to understand that um that people aren't on your side the way we once thought they were. People are pedophiles. A lot of the people we thought were on our side, a lot of the people that we thought were patriots, a lot of the people that we thought were good people, they're pedophiles. They like to fuck children. I'm going to give it to you straight. I know you don't want to hear that. I don't want to say it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And we have to come out blunt and in their face, and we have to hit them hard in their face, in their mouth. And we need to tell them what we're dissatisfied with. And that's the truth. They like to fuck children, our children. They like to harm people. They like to take their organs. They like to take them and use them as sex slaves. This is what they enjoy. And it's a tough reality. And that tough reality is the same as the flat earth. It's a tough reality, but god damn it, it's the fucking truth. And it is the reality. So what kind of world do you want to live in? You want to live in a globe of lies, or you want to live in a flat planet of truth? The plane of truth. Where do you want to live? And how do you, if you don't have the right information, you won't know how to conquer your enemy. This is why they don't want us to know the flat earth. And this is why, to me, even my brother, especially my brother, that makes fun of me all the time, it's important that I get this information to him. It's important that I get this understanding to him because he's my blood. I want my blood and my kin to know what the truth is. As much truth as I can give them, I want them to know it. Okay. Why they want to conceal the flat earth from us? The true earth, not even the flat earth. This is why we do True Earth Tuesdays. The earth as it is. The earth as it is, the true earth. Flat earth, true earth. What the earth is. That's it. That's what we discuss. Why they want to conceal it from us, I don't know. I don't know. But we know that there is value to be had in understanding where it is we live, understanding who we are, understanding where we come from, what it is we come from. We're still trying to figure that shit out. But a lot of you guys are doing a lot of great work. A lot of you guys are doing a lot of great work. And you're looking for answers as well. And what we're doing is we're putting this stuff together. We don't know what the hell we're putting together. We don't know, but God damn it, we're giving it a try. We're doing the best we can with the information we have. And so it allows us to break away from the bullshit that we've been fed. And it allows us to value our children a little bit more and value the time that we have with our kids a little bit more, and to understand the ways of our enemies, and to understand that, hey, being glamorous and rich and all that monetary value that these guys seem to put on a high pedestal, it ain't all what everybody thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Being comfortable like that, but lying at the same time, I'd much rather be a poor guy that's telling the truth. And one thing I notice is that there are doctors out there. They're good people. They're good scientists, good people that do those lines of work. Good people that don't make a fucking dime. You have those naturopath doctors that don't make a fucking dime because they don't accept big pharma's poison. They don't accept their nonsense to give to the people. They don't. I know a few of them, and they've saved a lot of people's lives. But they don't accept the bullshit that big pharma is going to try and put in people's bodies so that they can shorten their lifespans. These are the people that have to suffer in a world full of lies. These are the people that are there to service you, me, our children, our loved ones. But they have to, and it comes back to what this globe earth thing is. Okay? It comes back to that. And so if you're living in that globe earth lie, your naturopath doctors don't matter. Your true scientists that are trying to figure this place out, right? And recognizing that this whole, climate change thing that they're putting on you is a lie, and everything, all these things are lies. And that freaking injectable nonsense that they put is a lie. And this AI, with these robots and everything, it's real, right? And the stuff they're doing with the sky, that's real. Like these guys that are doing that hard work and that are super smart, these scientists, and they're trying to tell you they're not going to make that money. They're not going to get play like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye and all these guys, right? They're not going to get play like that. They're not going to get any recognition like those guys. No, they're going to be called crazy and everything else. But they are falling within the confines of the true earth. And that's the price you pay for telling the truth. That's the price you pay, but at the end of the day, it's worth it, and your family's worth it. And even if it's Thanksgiving, and you know, there were times where my nephew, my niece, you know, my damn other nephews, my brothers, and they, you know, they had fun making fun of me. But I took it all in stride. I took it all in stride because when I spoke, everybody shut the hell up. They didn't shut the hell up so they can take a step back and then start making fun of me. No, they shut up because they understood. They were like, there is there's something in what it is he's saying. And you know, I presented to them easy. And I let them know when there were things that I didn't know, I just didn't know. So then what are the stars? I don't know. What is the sun? I don't know. I don't know. There are things that people say that the sun could be this, it could be this, but I don't believe that it's a solid object. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Not saying that it's not. I don't believe that. And we have evidence to show these things, right? We can back it up. But what can we totally back up? What can we totally show and demonstrate time and time again? Is that this place isn't curving. And Billy Corrigan, I guess that's a solid question. I don't know what view you're looking at right now. Is it possible for you guys to consider the Earth may be a globe after all, or no chance of that? You know, Billy Corrigan, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not going to get mad at you for asking that question because I think that's an honest question, and I'm going to give you an honest answer. Uh, it's not possible. It's it's not possible. It's almost impossible because you have to remember, or if you don't know, you have to know that we came from the globe. I'm going to assume that you are a globe earther, right? Or that you believe that the earth is a globe. There's a difference between what you believe and what we know. Okay? Now that we are where we are, it's because we've seen the earth because of what it's given us. The earth has not given us curvature. The earth has given us flat time and time again, right? And that's the thing. Once you go flat, you don't go back. So that's a fair question that you asked, and I'm giving you a fair answer that I'm giving you back. I can't go back to the globe, and it's not that I refuse. That's the thing. We don't refuse to go back to the globe. We can't. It's not possible. It's like a check valve. Once that water passes that check valve, it's not going back. Or it's like a forward biased freaking Zener diode for all you electricians and electronics technicians out there. Once your freaking signal goes one direction, it's not going in that opposite direction. It just isn't. It's not possible, right? It's not possible for that to happen. And you've got to understand, for all of you guys that live on this within the confines of this globe belief, you have to see it. We're not going to force anything down your throat. We can't. Like you won't get anything out of that because once you see it for yourself, like you can't unsee it. You can't and I'll go a step further as to say that once you see it for yourself, you're now going to have to make a choice. You're going to make a choice to either say, "Hey, I got it. I see it. I got it." Or you could continue with the globe. But the difference is you're no longer ignorant. The difference is you're lying to yourself. And there's nobody greater than yourself that you could be lying to. Nobody greater. It's not your mom, your dad, nobody. It's when you start lying to yourself, you're lost. You're lost. When you lie to yourself, anybody outside of you is never going to get the best of you. They just aren't. Jaren Melodome, fair enough. But what about people like Jaren Melodome? How are they different? I don't know who Melodome is. I heard of Melodome. Um, Judas, Judas, you know, I'll be honest with you. Judas does what Judas wants to do. Judas, it took him 300 some odd days, 336 days or 35 days exactly to come up with a ticket. And then he gave excuses as to why he couldn't give me a ticket. I don't know if you knew that. But he gave me a reason as to why a ticket couldn't be given. So I'm like, if I couldn't trust somebody to give me a freaking ticket, I can't trust him to do the bare bones basics and tell me the truth about what it is he saw. So it doesn't matter what he saw, but whatever Jaren saw, again, it'll go back to it doesn't matter what the sky is doing. You understand? Because if you're going to talk about the sky, I need you to confirm the condition of the earth first. We have to confirm that the earth is curving. And if you haven't done that or are not doing that, what difference does it make what the sky is doing if the earth is not curving? I think is it more interesting that the earth isn't curving and the sun isn't doing all these other things? That's even crazier, right? But for those that agree with the globe construct of what this place is, remember that the globe, you shine a light on the globe in a particular way and you'll have it traveling in the opposite direction, right? You had guys like is it Joe Hanvey? Joe Hanvey. I think it's Joe Hanvey. Joe Hanvey that demonstrated this. And I like this model because this is something to the effect that I said before I even saw him make a model. And I didn't want to unleash that to the rest of the audience because I didn't want y'all thinking like I thought. I wanted you guys to have your own thoughts. But prior to him saying that, Joe Hanvey, I said, it could be something if a dome is there, if there is a dome-like structure. Now, I happen to be one of these flat earthers that believes that there is a dome structure that is around this earth. I believe that. But I can't prove it to you. That's all. But I believe that. I'm just telling y'all what I believe. But what are the differences, or what's the use of my belief when I can't prove it? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why it's my belief. However, if it's the earth being flat, it's an understanding and it's a knowledge that we have. What's your name again? I'm sorry. I forgot your name. You were in here a little bit ago, Billy Corrigan. Yeah, it's an understanding that we have because we got to see it. And once we saw it, there's no going back. So, Billy Corrigan, you don't, I'm not telling you to agree with us, but you're going to have to do the legwork yourself because just asking us to believe it, like you guys are going to, like, I don't know what it is that you could do. I don't think there's anything you can do unless provide us curvature, which you're never going to do. You're never going to give us curvature. And that's okay because we know you're not going to be able to give us curvature. So we're satisfied with it. And I think it's a good place for the flat earth community to be these days, strictly because we don't have the anxiety of having the debate anymore. Because when it comes to being honest, there's no debate. Like, there are no points. When you're honest, those are the points. Honesty and the truth is the point. If you're in opposition to that, you're always going to lose. If you're in opposition to the truth, you always lose. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many friends you have. It doesn't matter how many people agree with you. It doesn't matter how much more hair on your head that you have because I'm going bald than I do. It doesn't matter. All that doesn't matter because the truth is on my side. And it's not, my opinion that's on my side. No, it's the truth. That's it. And all I have to do is give you the truth. And I don't have to say anything else. You just have to come up with some other truth. That's all. But if you come up with a lie, you lose. It's a loss. You're never going to win. And it's not me getting excited right now to discourage you. But that's how deep in this fucking thing we are. Because we understand that now. The flat earth community, this is why y'all are mad at us. And I'd be mad because, like, we've stopped your grift, right? We're not taking your debates anymore. Most of us aren't because they're fruitless. Unless you're coming to learn what this earth is and you're ready to take the next step and do these things that we've already done them. My advice is for the flat earth, for other flat earthers, that have done them to start doing them and start filming them. Other flatters, so other people can see, hey, I did it again. And this is my footage. This is my testimony. It's flat. There it is. 8 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles, 50 miles, whatever it is. Like Anthony Baird does. Like Taboo Conspiracy 3 does, right? We all have done it. We all do it. We've all witnessed it. And after we've done it, there is no going back. All there is truth moving forward. That's it. That's it. And so if you're not in line with the truth, Globe guys, or let me put it like this. If you're not willing to do if you're not willing to go out and do the small stuff and do the small work, then like why are you even asking us questions? If you're not willing to do the things we've already done. Because we're not sitting here peering up at the sky and talking about what the stars are doing. That's lazy shit. We're going to the beaches, we're going to the lakes, right? We're going to these mountain ranges, we're going to these flatlands, we're doing the measurements. And you want to know something? We're confident in our results. And it's funny when you do it for yourself. And I'll go a step further. It's funny the intangibles that you begin to learn because you've done it for yourself. The things that you begin to discover because you've done it for yourself. But if you don't do it for yourself, like these things are going to elude you. They're going to go right over your head every time. They're going to go over your head every time. But Billy Corrigan, because I think you're like the only Glober in here. And nah, I'm not giving you smoke. I'm not yelling at you or nothing like that. I think you asked me a fair question. And I think you asked me a couple of honest questions. As far as Jaren and Melodome, like you guys are gonna have to tell me who Melodome is, who Mellow Globe is. I don't know who he is. I've heard of him. A lot of people talk about him. I don't know who he is, but Melodome. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, whether they believe or not, it doesn't matter. I don't mean it like David Weiss could turn around and say, "Hey guys, the earth is a globe, by the way, and blah blah blah." And I'd be like, "Okay, good for you. Good for you." We know it's flat. It doesn't matter who. You could get the entire unless you're going to show us this curvature, it's flat. Like that's it. And that's it. And we are at ease with that and we're satisfied with that. And we don't care. D-Man, what's happening, family? Good to see you, man. D-Man's in the house, y'all. Good to see you. Yeah, and we don't and it doesn't matter. I'll tell you what, it's not the most it's challenging, right? Because it's an adventure getting people talking shit to you, but the more shit you talk to us, like you can see the calm in our eyes. Like we're not scared. We're satisfied because we already know we're already at the party. The party's happening. You guys think there is no party, but we're at the party. And we're trying to tell you there's a party going on and you're not there. We're trying to tell you there's a party happening and you don't believe us. You think we're full of shit and we're like, we're already at the party, man. We're just early. But it's happening. You guys might want to stop walking that way and start coming this way because this is where the party's at. It's not happening over there. So that kind of brings me to my point, my original point. I spent an hour and like 45 minutes talking about just this thing, Thanksgiving, the craziness with my family and stuff, and suicide. And it kind of brings me to my point of what we have coming for the next few weeks. I want to show you guys something because I've been talking a lot. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this here in the Foundry. You guys go ahead, jump on in. Come on in and join me. I'm going to show you guys something here. And I don't want you to forget what we got coming here down the pike here in the next few days. Not even weeks. We've got like 3 days, right? 2 days, 3 days, some shit like that. Nope. Damn. StreamYard. Come on, bro. There we go. So check this out. There go 3i Atlas, right? Comet 3i Atlas. Get this shit the fuck out of here. Comet 3i Atlas is experiencing a non-gravitational, and this is from IFL Science, is experiencing a non-gravitational acceleration. What does that mean? Well, what do y'all think that means? Okay. 3i Atlas, they say this thing is coming. We already know that these guys can project. These guys can make objects in the sky and make you think that what you're seeing is a ball in space that's burning because of gas, or it's a piece of ice that's on fire, and this one and that one and that one and this one. And you see this? Thanks to its scientists have been able to determine the comet's mass more precisely. This is by Alfredo Carpenetti. Okay. And this is what they say is 3i Atlas. Look at that. You see, I love how, anytime they show this thing, I love how they don't give it any, there's no background, there's no nothing to give it context. But they're going to tell you that this is 3i Atlas and nothing to give it any context. But that's okay. Interstellar comet 3i Atlas was discovered just 5.5 months ago, and in that time it had taken the world by storm. This peculiar object, only the third interstellar object discovered among the thousands estimated to be passing through our solar system, is endlessly fascinating. There have been a few studies in that last several weeks explaining that 3i Atlas is experiencing a non-gravitational acceleration. However, since that sounds a bit like something else could be powering it, an engine of a spacecraft, according to some people, for example, we wanted to make sure people know that's what that actually means. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? You said, y'all read? Y'all heard what I just read? There have been a few studies in the last several weeks explaining that 3i Atlas is experiencing a non-gravitational acceleration. Basically, it's slowing down. A non-gravitational acceleration, or it ain't moving as fast as it once was towards Earth. However, since that sounds a bit like something else could be powering it, a non-gravitational acceleration. At least that's what I'm seeing. That, or it's speeding up. What is it speeding up towards Earth? It's speeding up towards Earth. Is that what they're saying? But this thing came out what? This thing came out earlier today. This information came out. So it's speeding up towards Earth. Like it put the gas on. However, since that sounds a bit like something else could be powering it, an engine of a spacecraft, according to some of the people, we wanted to make sure that what that actually means. Okay, so moving on. There's been a lot of misinformation about the comet, including it claims that the spacecraft is disguised using its close passage to the sun back in October, a time when the comet was invisible to us due to the sun's brightness. But you want to know what's funny, y'all? Y'all want to know what's funny? Guess what's around the sun, people? Who wants to take a guess as to what's around the sun? Who wants to take a guess? Take a guess. Play some Jeopardy music as to what's around the sun. What's close to the sun? Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Dim, bim, 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 boom, boom. Okay, so anybody wanted to take a guess as to what is close to the sun? Because they just said we can't take pictures. Right there's the link, y'all, to IFL Science. I just dropped it right there in the Foundry, so you can have it. No problem. F.E. Eddie, no problem, sir. Flex Turner, what's good? So no, not Mercury, not Mercury. I would have said Mercury too. But the Parker Space Probe. Y'all remember the Parker Sun Probe? The Parker Sun Probe is said to go around the sun at a speed exceeding 400,000 miles an hour, moving faster than any object that we've sent to the sun. And you want to know what else the Parker Space Probe has? It has cameras. Yep. Parker Space Probe has cameras, folks. The Parker Space Probe has cameras. So if the James Webb Space Telescope, that's this amazing object that we sent 1,000,000 miles from Earth that could take all these interstellar and outer stellar pictures, all this amazing stuff it could do. It can't take a picture of the sun because the sun is too bright. Well, that's okay. We have that part figured out because we have the Parker Space Probe that has that has 2 cameras built on it to look at objects in the sun and the coronal masses and the coronal mass ejections, the CMEs. Guess what didn't take pictures of 3i Atlas, y'all? The Parker Space Probe. No pictures of 3i Atlas. Wouldn't surprise me that by tomorrow, by Thursday, we hear in the news, oh, guess what we have? We have pictures of 3i Atlas from the Parker Space Probe. Yeah, we don't have that. But the Parker Space Probe is right near the sun, and it's got pictures, and it's got 2 cameras around the sun. And apparently, this thing was around the sun in October. At the end of October, around the what, Halloween time, this freaking 3i Atlas should have been around the sun. And that's the claim. Remember, that's what they told us? Halloween time, the 29th-ish of October, 3i Atlas is going to be around the sun. And then they were like, oh, in a month after that, a month and a half after that, we're expecting to see Comet 3i Atlas at or around Earth. So you know how far they're talking at Earth is? The closest approach that this thing is going to be to Earth, y'all? Do you want to know? You guys take a guess. Take a guess to how close it's going to be. Their closest approach. Take a guess. How far is the sun? How far is the sun that they claim is from the Earth? Y'all tell me. Take a guess. Anybody? Anybody? Go ahead, please. Don't wait on me. Tell me. No, Harmon, that's low. Nope, that's low. 1,000,000 miles? Nope. Nope. Nope, not 93 million miles is the sun. No, it's more than that. Nope. 93 million? Nope. More than that. It is more than that. 33 million miles. No, I was going to say, yeah, that makes sense that you said that. Nope, not 500 million. Okay. All right, time's up. 666. Nope. 170 million miles. Family. That is basically 2 times the distance on average of the sun from the Earth. So these guys are saying that this thing is supposed to be 170 million miles from the Earth. That's their claim. I swear. That's their claim. Like, I couldn't make this shit up. The closest, basically, I wouldn't know if I don't know if I could call it a perigee. Like that's their closest that they're going to get to the Earth. So I guess you could say their perigee. Well, we'll say their perigee, even though it's not doing an orbit around the Earth. It's going to be 170 million miles from Earth. So 2 times roughly the distance of the sun that they claim. See, you know what's funky, y'all? You know what's funky? You know what's funky? Is how we have to use, how we're using their science, we're using their talking points, we're using their nonsense in explaining more nonsense. Do you know how sick that is? Do you know how sick that is when you take their lies and then you stack them up against other lies and then you compare lies? Do you know how fucking sick that, you know how sick in the head you have to be in order to entertain some shit like that? Because we already know their lies. We know it's bullshit, but it's like, okay, so lie number 1, lie number 2, and then we smash them together to make more lies. Like, how the fuck does that work? Mike Van Dyke. How the fuck does that work? It doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how do you Mike Van Dyke? There we
Okay.
there we go.
Sorry. Do you hear me now?
Mike Van Dyke, how you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Vlad. Nice to see you.
Yeah,
Great
man.
show, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, man. Much appreciated. Haven't seen you in a while.
Well, I think last weekend I just told you hello and I said goodbye, but Vlad, you're making you're doing God's work. I tell you, man.
I appreciate you, man.
I love to
Much
listen to you,
appreciated.
man. Yeah,
Oh man, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thanks a lot. What you
very
been up to
important.
so far?
And I just wanted, I just want to tell you, I also have these problems with my family. You know, they don't want to listen to this. You know, they just say, okay, just leave it at that. They know that something is wrong, but you know, they don't want to grab it because they want to be in the comfort of their old life. You know, they don't want to change anything about that. You know.
Yeah.
But we all know where this is leading to, where we are going with this. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's messed up because if something bad happens, the first questions they're going to ask is, how could I have prevented this? What
Yeah.
could I have done to prevent it? And like, of course, we could go back and be like, well, I told you so. You could have
How
started.
couldn't we
Right.
seen this? But they always had this in front of their eyes, but they didn't see it. You know, that's the problem.
Yep. Yeah.
It's true.
No, that's how it always is. You know, one thing
Yeah.
that I recognize about flat earthers is that we're good with recognizing patterns.
Yes, and this is just a small portion of the people who can do this. You know,
Yep.
not many people can do this.
No.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of honesty. You just have to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Like really, you don't have to be the smartest person. You don't have to
No.
be the best looking person. You just have to be an
No.
honest person. You just have to be real.
That's
it.
why it comes from all sides. You know, it comes from the poor to the rich. You know,
Yeah.
it goes through all the society. You know, it's just because you go to school, you're not how you call it,
You're not educated.
smart,
Or you're not
educated. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't know. And it's unfortunate that we have to say these things for people to really understand them. That just because you get good grades in school doesn't make you smart.
Yeah.
I've seen some people with phenomenal grades, and the flat earth to them makes them sick. And to me,
Yes.
it just shows that it's not the education system that failed them, but the education system is working against us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. It was never on our side in the first place. And so it makes me, when I see this and I recognize this for what it is, every other institution outside, because to me, especially in the United States, and I would go as far as to say the world at large, because an educated people, based off of, for the most part, or in the Western world, if you're properly educated, if you're well educated, other things tend to follow, right? The money, the lifestyles, and everything else tend to follow, correct? Depending
That's
on
the system. Yeah.
yes,
You're working in the system, of course.
yes,
If
you're working.
as long as you work in the system, you're fine. But if you
Yes.
think outside of the system, you will feel it for yourself. You're the outsider. You will feel it for yourself because you think different. You know, it's another way of living.
Yes, yes,
You see
yes.
you see stuff that other people don't see. You
Yeah.
know, you could connect the points that other people cannot connect because they have never learned it. You know, that's
Right. So then tell me then, what has your experience with your family, has it always been like that with these
yes,
things? And
yes.
is it like that with everybody within your circle, not just your family, but also your friends and your
Oh
acquaintances
no,
and stuff like that?
oh no. I have, you know, my girlfriend. I needed a long time, but she finally um was looking at it, and then she started to understand. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But that's my and also other people, some of my friends. But I have to tell you, Vlad, you know, you're getting an outsider, or also to your friends, because they are doing the things that I don't want to do anymore, because I'm rather here thinking about this stuff than go out and make party. I don't like this anymore. It's not my world anymore.
Right. Same.
And exactly. And um, yeah, so that's why many people are thinking they are alone, but they are not. We got the community here, and that's very important.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, just to talk
Because
about it.
yeah, really, because it's a whole foundry full of outsiders. And
Mm,
Dr. Bose said basically, because Dr. Bose is a doc too. He's a doctor over here. And Dr. Bose runs the Flat Earth channel over on Facebook. So check him out. And Dr. Bose, please drop that link from your Facebook if you would, please, so everybody could jump in on it. He says, Vlad, my brother also has a doctorate, yet he can't get beyond the globe. So seeing
yeah,
how his brother also lives, his brother that's a very learned individual in the Western, from the Western perspective, right? His mind is like focused to a point on this globe, but it he doesn't get it.
yeah, because it's all that. It's the paradigm, it's the system they are living in. And if many people cannot go out the system because they would lose everything they have worked until this point. They would have to let everything go. It's a new way of freedom, what some people don't want to have. I think like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for many people, it's dangerous when you say it like also, because you are you're fighting against the system, and that's what they do. They don't want to have this, because it's dangerous to their system. They don't want that somebody break in and make them think different, because it's all they have. We have
Mm-hmm.
to understand this too. It's very, very hard to comprehend
Yeah.
for some people.
And you want to know something? I feel that a lot of these learned individuals, because even Brian Roy said, my brother has a PhD and doesn't know how to put air in a car tire. So that's that's familiar. You hear about a lot of these things too. But here's the honest to God's truth, what I feel. I think a lot of people recognize that, like a lot more than we think, they see what it is we're talking about. But you want to know something? They compare, a lot of them might compare their lives to ours. They might think, they might see, hey, if I put my stock into what this earth truly is, I'm going to look crazy like this guy over here. I'm going to be an outsider. We already all make fun of him. I don't want to get made fun of like him.
No.
I don't want to this guy doesn't drive my Mercedes. I don't want to lose my Mercedes. I don't want to fucking be happy with nothing or not as much as I have. I've got all these nice toys. I
Yeah,
don't want to lose that. Like people, I'm telling you, man, I feel like a lot of people think that, and they're afraid.
but
They're
are they
afraid they're gonna
happy?
lose
Are
their
they really
goodies.
happy? I think you can just get happy when you got the real freedom. For me, it was like this. With all these toys I had, I was not happy anymore. I just
Mm,
had them for 1 week, and then I put them in the side. And then the next thing. Because this is just what the system gives you to stay in there. Just don't get
yes.
out. So you always need something to these sports and everything you see in the media. That it's just here to entertain you. It's
To
just
keep you distracted. Yeah.
to get distracted. Exactly. Just look this way and don't look the other way. You see, this is much better. It's with roses and everything, and the other ways you have to think for yourself, and that's what many people. Oof, and how you want to do this. If you have like a job like 8 hours, you have two kids, you don't have the time to think for um, about the world. It's very hard for many people. I understand that. you know
Hmm.
i
And
i, I have it easy. I always was a free guy. I always said, okay, I like to go outside, I like to go away. For me, I don't money has no big worth for me. So I had the time to think about all this, but many people don't. They
hmm
don't have the time for this. They go home after the work and listen to the Nachrichten, to the news, and that's it for them. And then they go to sleep.
right.
That's it. Next day they get up and um, 5 days a week, and then they have the weekend. That's their life. And that's how they.
Yep.
and
And you know what's scary is that they're dying. They're
they're
dying.
dying.
They could be
Yes,
30 years old and die at 100 years old. You're
yes.
dying. We're
You're not
dying as we
getting
speak.
happy.
We are dying. But it's like I kind of compare it to where when I used to do my submarine missions, we said you have 3 days. You have
Who's
3 days
laughing?
for your submarine mission, right? You have 3 days. The day you get on the submarine, right? And that's the same day when you get on the submarine, they close the hatch and then you dive. You go deep. All the days in between, and then the day that you leave the submarine.
Mhm.
3 days. So this is day one, right? The days in between could be 75 days, could be 90 days.
Mhm.
The day you get off, that's it. And we call that the 3 day sub tour.
Yeah,
3
very
days.
interesting. Yeah.
Life is no different. This is no different. You're born, you live stuff, and then one day you're getting off. You're getting off the ride.
Yeah, the thing is what you make in between of that, This
Yes.
is very important
We're basically living out our eulogies right now.
because you just have sometimes to stop and think about yourself, what you are doing, and what is it worth it? What I am doing for myself,
Hmm.
and yeah.
And
Sometimes you just have to stop
yeah. And
in the middle of the sea and don't
yeah,
drown.
yeah, exactly. Don't drown. Just sit there, tread for a little bit, take a break, and then keep it moving. But
Look at that. What people the flat Earth movement is very important for this for the world. And I think we are just kicking off. We are the first people who, for a long time, who are now seeing that this world is not what they told us, and we were lied to since the beginning. We are babies, since we
right,
came out, we were lied
right.
to. And some people, and this is like a science fiction movie, the best
Hmm.
movie ever told.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I tell you what's crazy about it is that this is the reality that we live in. Is that the
crazy
reality
part.
is
Yeah,
it's upside down. And it's
that's the
like
crazy
it's
part.
like it's like every other movie that we've watched, we're watching ourselves live it. We're like, this is happening to us. We're being lied to. We're being tricked. We
Yeah,
get more truth out of those movies than we do in our actual reality, in our own waking, living life. We're
and it's
being
a great
tricked.
time to be alive, I must say. I,
Oh
I
yeah.
wouldn't want to be in another, because now is the time to get something done. It's the end times of the system. It's the end
Yes.
times. That's why the new world order wants to implement a new system now.
Hmm.
They want to destroy the old world, and now they try to build a new one. But
Yep.
will it happen? We will see. I don't know.
We'll see. And
Yeah,
it's a choice. At the end of the day, it's the
not for
choice.
me. Yeah.
It's the choice. But we're us flat earthers, even though our movement is growing, it's still we're still the segment of the world that the leadership, I guess you could say. I say that loosely, but those that basically do those nefarious things to us, that do the most to the rest of the world, they know that they could put a lie out there and the majority of people is going to listen to it. The
Yeah, and
majority of
that's the
people, they're going
problem.
to fall
Exactly.
for it.
And that's the problem, because the majority is following them. But
That's what it is.
these people who see this, they are the strong people, and that's what they fear. They fear exactly this.
Yeah. And
Strong people.
even with
It was
our
always
small
like this.
numbers, it bothers them.
Of course, that's why they
Yeah.
censor you everywhere and
Yep.
try to shut you down. Of course,
Yep.
of course.
It
Even
scares
in
them.
this movement, I've seen this, and it's sad, but yeah.
Yeah. And my thing is that, you know, it doesn't feel it like I don't feel scared. I don't feel
Nah,
uncomfortable, like I'm
I'm not scared
uncomfortable
anymore.
with the BS and the lies that I don't like. But as far as what it is I'm saying and what it is I'm doing, I don't feel an embarrassment. I don't feel because here's the thing is, if I was lying, then I would probably be scared. I would
Yes, exactly,
probably I would probably have knots in my stomach.
exactly,
But
Vlad.
it's like nobody here's lying.
And
Nobody
Vlad.
hears and nobody
Now I
here is
know. Now
Yeah,
I would know for what I go to in war. Now I would know for what I would fight. I didn't know this 20 years before because yeah I also went to military and I did this, but I didn't know what I was fighting for. I Now I know. I would go for the truth, for the good thing in life because
that's it.
that's it for the reality
Yeah,
that we have.
absolutely.
Because the,
Absolutely.
the bad person they also don't take time off, so we have to work too against it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
24/7s. And I kind
24/7,
of
bro.
yeah, and I felt a certain way, like not coming on live these last few weeks and just, hopping on people's show, JJ, Raja, and stuff like that, just talking with guys. But at the same time, I was like, all right, I need to kind of, rally the troops. I need to there are
Yeah,
things that need to be done, right? Even though I do make my show and everything. Um I do feel that's all right, Flat Bob. That's okay. The link is out there for y'all if y'all want to jump on in though. But it's all right, Flat Bob. But I do feel that I just needed to take time and to gather my thoughts, put things together because there are things that need like I'm building the app, right? A
there are
lot of
things to
people,
do. Yeah,
yeah, and
for
it's
me
to me,
too.
it's
I
like
know.
the app. Yeah, the app needs to be built. And so I'm like, all right, I need to like there's one thing when you come on live, but any my thing is, look, guys, listen. If you haven't built a channel yet, 2026, make that your year to make your channel. Okay? You don't have to be perfect. Look at me. Look at my background. It's not even a background. I just rearrange my furniture and stuff.
It's
So,
perfect. That makes you genuine. I
you
totally
know,
agree with that.
I left my room that I'm rearranging my furniture and I
You
came in my
see?
sunroom, right? So that it's like, but the thing is that you got to make your channel. And because they're going to be people that you like watching them, but that we're not going to have things because we have other things to take care of. It's up to the rest of us, right?
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
to make the content. You got to make the content and you got to talk
I'm in
about it.
Austria. You
Deliver.
are in America, I
Yeah.
suppose, right? So we are already networked. We
Yes,
just need to put this a little bit together and just organize it. This would
that's
be
right.
great. If you get together. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Mm,
just make your channel and then discuss. All you need to do is discuss and hold conversations with other flat earthers and then people outside that are trying to figure this thing out. Because,
yeah.
you have people like David Weiss out there, whether you agree with him or not, he's still,
He did good work. He
yeah,
did some
he's
work,
still
of
out
course.
there doing it, right? And
Yes.
that's all you need to do. You just need to tell the truth. That's it. Say it. Just keep
True.
saying it. Just keep saying it. And it's the same as with the people that tell the lies. When
and
they
and
give
be
you the
real.
smoke, yeah,
Stand
be
to your
real.
word. When you
Yeah,
say something, stand to that what you said. That's
that's
very
right. 10
important.
toes
Don't be a
down.
flip flopper or something.
No,
Exactly.
no. Stand 10 toes
That's it.
down. You deliver. That's it.
That's
And
the
hey,
truth.
look at that. Feed Your Mind TV. I don't listen. I don't know if you guys are sub to this man right here. Feed Your Mind TV is in the foundry, y'all. Feed your mind, brother. You need to go ahead and you need to drop that link. Anybody that's got your channel, y'all know how I do, man. Do not waste your time waiting on me to tell you to drop your link. Go ahead, drop your link. Make sure everybody's got access to your stuff. But our brother Feed Your Mind TV, if you're not sub to him, Feed Your Mind, you got to drop your link so we can sub to your stuff. Because there are folks out there that don't know that you got a channel. But we got our brother Feed Your Mind. Go to Feed Your Mind TV. He's got some of my favorite content. I like watching his stuff. He's got
Yeah,
some
for a
really
long
good stuff.
time.
Yeah.
Video Mind is here for a long time. I watch
Yeah.
him for years now. I don't know. Maybe for a century. Maybe.
Yeah, man. Feed Your Mind is
Yeah.
here though, man. That's what's up. Feed Your
You
Mind
know.
TV. Love his stuff, man.
I'm in this community for a long time now. I think I started like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See,
That's why I know all of you.
yeah, and I'm new. I started YouTubing like in 2021, 2020, something like that. But like I was in flat earth, like adjacent to it for a while since like 2017.
Yeah,
And
and you came the right time. You stopped this TFE idiot. You stopped it. You stopped it in his tracks.
yeah,
You
man,
came the right
like
time.
yeah,
That's
those guys with the final experiment,
yeah.
it's
We don't need to
I
talk.
think we needed that so we can regroup.
Yeah,
So we needed
exactly.
that little bit of push back so we can regroup, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
That's
You know
what
what I'm
God does,
saying?
He takes this out, and then who is still here? They are the true ones. That's it.
Yeah, and then feed your mind,
Take
be
out
like,
the trash.
this is feed your mind. And so Jaren said that he came with the tickets, and so
Yeah,
Ironwork
cool,
made sure he showed them tickets the other day.
cool.
And that doesn't mean that these guys were out. This is Feed Your Mind signing off.
He's a clown. He's a
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man. It's good to see our brother in here though, man. But with that final experiment thing going on, I'm happy that it happened the way it did, because it's like it don't matter. It's like, okay, if you did go, you didn't go, you showed your tickets, you didn't show your tickets, you still didn't
yeah.
prove that
But
it was curving.
I think
You didn't.
there was never I think they were from the beginning they were not real. I think they were
Yeah.
just agents of the system.
Hmm.
I th-
And
or do you think they was bought out or something? I don't know. But Jaren, I never watched him so much because I could never identify with him. He was always something different, a little bit different.
he
I
to me,
don't
he
know.
didn't. To me, like, I used to watch, but I didn't. It felt too commercial. It felt like
Exactly.
Flat Earth. It was like Flat Earth McDonald's when I watched
Yes.
Jerry. It was
Yes.
way too, like, well structured. Not saying that Flat Earth content is junk content, because
No,
it's like it's
the bad
like
company.
it's like the put together show that, you know what I'm saying? It's like the off Broadway, where Jaren's stuff was so well structured. It's like he got it done by ABC, CBS, or NBC. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah, and
so
he
clean.
started this how you call it, this Bitcoin thing and everything, and made money of it. Also, you always have to look
Yeah,
at what they are doing. But I don't want to, Jaren. He went to this shit, and I know that this was all just bullshit show. What
yeah,
they down there, because yeah, of course,
yeah.
you know,
And so it,
it's
it,
an
it
embarrassing for flat Earth, and that's what they did. Uh,
yeah, and it is what it is. And let them. My thing is, it exposed a lot. It
it is
exposed a
so-
lot. It exposed a lot of people. My thing is, look, at the end of the day, nobody proved the earth was flat. I think that's what we need, or that the earth was curving, excuse me. They didn't prove any curvature. They didn't show any curvature. And, like, I think if anything, we should rejoice in the fact that they came back empty-handed, like so empty-handed. They were supposed to also demonstrate that the earth is curving. Like, you have to. You can't just be like, okay, it's because the sun is doing this that the earth is curving. No, you have to show also that this earth is curving. Like, you have to. You can't just go down and be like, oh, this is all, like, that's it. Like, no. We're flat earthers for a reason, because the earth is flat, not
not the
because the
sky.
sun is doing it is anything, or the sky is
Yeah.
doing things. Like like and we have to remind them, like, you have to show us the curvature. And it's not us being assholes. It's not us being
Physics.
assholes. That's it. It's the physics of it all. And
Yeah.
it's us being true to our word. And it's us being true to what we see and what we're saying.
Yes.
That's it.
Human
That's
beings,
it.
exactly.
We're
That's what
not
they're trying to
right.
to
And
take up.
it's not anything that makes anybody stupid. And you know, here in the future, for all you parents that are globers, for all you parents that do believe the earth is a globe, you're going to want to pay special attention to what's going on now, because you're going to, if you don't have kids yet, if you're super young and you don't have kids and you plan on having kids one day, and one day you do have kids, what are you going to teach them? What are you going to teach them? Because you see what it is we're doing here. We're making discoveries every day as to this lie of a place that we've been fed. What do you want to teach your kids? Do you want to teach your kids the lies that we've been fed, that is bullshit? Is that what you want to give your kids? Are you going to start new? Are you going to change the structure of what it is that's been taught? Are you going to start with your lineage and say, hey, I'm going to give it to them real? Even if you believe it's a globe, what are you going to give them? You going to give them the theory of evolution? Are you going to give them this lie that this earth is a zillion years old? Is that what you're
Nothing
going to do?
changes.
You got to
Nothing
make a
changes.
choice, right? And nothing changes. See, we when we come here in this channel, Disclord, how you doing, sir? Good to see our brother Disclord. But when we come here in the channel, we talk about it all for the most part, but we talk about it from a flat earth perspective. And so a flat earth perspective is a true honest, true earth perspective. And so we speak about everything from a place of truth. Are they telling us the truth, or are they lying again? And we're like, they're probably lying. And the thing is, the reason we say it's lying, because we say about Candace Owens, she's probably lying. We say about the president, he's probably lying. Definitely the president of Israel, he's probably lying. All the world leaders, they're probably lying. And the reason it doesn't resonate with a lot of people is because the majority, or rather the lot of people that we're talking about, is they don't understand that those guys are following a fundamental lie.
Yeah.
And because they follow that fundamental lie, anything subsequent to that, it's also going to be a lie. Like, it can't be the truth. Like, you can't be doing lie shit and then want to come out with the truth. It doesn't work like that. If you're treating your people that you're leading on a globe earth, if you're telling them that the earth is a globe, and then everything after the earth is a globe is what happens, it's not possible for you to give them a truth after the earth is a globe. It's not possible for you to lead with righteousness, or to lead in a place to where I'm different from those guys, because I understand that the earth is flat. And so I don't operate in the way the Western countries operate, or these countries operate, because I understand what this place isn't. I get it. You're not going to find any leaders like that. So they're all liars. So any news that's coming from these people is lies. So anything that comes to them, it's also lies, because they rely on a fundamental lie.
And you have to
Anything,
understand
yeah,
one thing.
anything that comes out after that, it's bullshit. It's instant bullshit. This is why, it's so hard to maneuver within a lot of this society, because all of it is lies. It's all lies. And you have to keep clean as best as you can in an environment that's built off of lies. And you have to rework everything that you've been taught. You have to redo it, because it's all been lies. And you have to do the whole thing. And then the stuff that you once thought was, this is what it is, you're like, oh my God, that was a lie too. Now I have to do that over too. And you don't want to, but we've already seen the benefits of recognizing what these lies are. We've seen the benefits of the work that we had to put in order to get some semblance of the truth and work from there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but I was the happiest person when I found out that I was that they fucked me, because I always felt that something is wrong in this world. I always felt this, and I was so happy when I found out that I started with 9/11. I said, this cannot be true. This is just bullshit. What are they doing? They're shitting their own people for going to war, and whatever happened, And this was my journey to flat Earth and everything that went after, and I never stopped, because I was interested, I finally found something that I can do in my life, and this is, you're getting another person if you're doing this.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
finding something that you like to do, and this is
right. And I think it's worth it. It's not
worth
just a
it.
hobby. It's definitely worth it, because here we are. We're having to redo everything that we learned. And to me, it's worth it, because now we're starting to discover who the hell we are.
Yeah.
And it's not the prettiest thing. It really isn't the prettiest thing. We could have been Cabbage Patch experiments. I don't know, right?
We are.
But right, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know. But we're starting to learn so much about our past, and it's starting to come so fast that these are, like you said, these are exciting times. But we also know that whatever they're telling us, or whatever they told us, these liars all they have is more lies in store. And so this is why I brought up the this whole thing with 3i Atlas, because 3i Atlas, here's the thing, y'all. So hold on, Mike. I'm going to get rid of that real quick, and I'm going to bring something else up that I want y'all to see. Here are a couple of things, man. Here we go. So check this out. I don't know if y'all know this, but maybe you do. U.S. lawmaker presses Justice Department on a deadline to release the Epstein files. Attorney General said they must release to the public by December 19th. Thomas Massey says. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? So you mean that you know how these people do? You know what they do. Whether you believe the Epstein files is real or not, you know what they're going to do? You know what I feel they're going to do? Something is going to happen on Thursday. Something is going to happen on Thursday because they ain't releasing shit on Friday. Or I feel they just have so much in line to where they're not releasing shit on Friday. They're going to be like, oh man, we're getting attacked by aliens, y'all. And here's another thing. Hold on. That's not it. That's not it. You think that's it? Hell no. Let me show y'all this. So these motherfuckers, look at this. 2.3 days to disaster. Why we are running out of time in low Earth orbit. So this is like a freaking bunch of satellites that they're claiming is going around the world, right? Around their little globe world. Passing Starlink satellites as of February 24th. Credit House of Cards is a wonderful English phrase, blah, 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 primarily associated with a Netflix. I don't know if you guys could see that, but let me go ahead and let me blow that up for you visually challenged people, you far-sighted folks. Let me get back to it. Okay. Said Sarah Thiel, originally a PhD student at the University of British Columbia and now at Princeton. And her co-authors used to describe our current satellite mega constellation system in a new paper available in preprint or arXiv, whatever. They have plenty of justification for using that term. Calculations show that across all low Earth orbit mega constellations, a close approaching, defined as 2 satellites passing by each at less than 1 kilometer separation, occurs every 22 seconds. For Starlink alone, that number is once every 11 minutes. Another known metric of Starlink is that on average, each of the thousands of satellites have to perform 41 maneuvers per year to avoid running into each other. Okay, whatever. In other words,
it's funny, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So look, they're giving us reasons as to why they're gonna fuck this world up, as to why they're gonna crash shit. They're just giving us all the reasons. So they're basically getting us ready. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys this as well. So basically, again, on Friday, this is what's going down Friday, y'all. You might have a whole bunch of satellites falling out the sky, a bunch of shit falling out the sky. These guys are crazy.
Yeah, and they don't stop, you know. Now the world is on, you know, catastrophic mode. You know, they know that the people are start to wake up, and now they have to push against it, of course. You see it all over the world.
Yeah.
Now that the people start to wake up, they have to push against it, you know. So look at other way.
The satellites are falling out the sky, y'all. You're gonna need. It's like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Help.
Yeah.
I want to catch one.
Exactly. So basically, they're trying to reinforce in our minds. Also, they're showing us that globe Earth. They're trying to reinforce in our minds. Well, this is what the world is, y'all, and this is what they're doing, going around the world, y'all. And the satellites are gonna fall from space. They're probably gonna catch fire and land in your lawn, y'all. Which is funny. Because anytime a satellite falls to this place, what's it got attached to it? A bunch of damn parachute strings.
All the time.
Or balloons.
Every time they found them, they found the parachute attached to them.
Every time they find them with a bunch of balloon strings on them. A bunch of parachute cord.
That's the only way you get them up there. There's no other way.
Yeah.
Of course.
So they're going to sit there. And then they're going to tell us all this stuff. And then they're going to tell us the Epstein files. And then they're going to tell us Comet 3i Atlas is coming to Earth 2 2 distances of the sun, it's going to be at Earth, y'all.
Then you
3
had
eye
the,
atlas.
you had the Trump shooting, you had the Kirk shooting. Every time there's something you're just
Yeah,
distracted of. That's very important. It's
yeah.
crazy.
So my thing is, don't
MK
be
Ultra.
surprised. Yeah, don't be surprised if somebody, Israel says, "Oh, we did this or we did that," and then they sneak in and they bomb some. I don't even know. They're gonna steal something from in Africa, steal something in Venezuela, have a couple of people kill 2 people in Israel, and say that they massacred a bunch of Jews in Haifa, and then they're gonna. I don't even know, but expect some shit on Thursday. Expect something on Thursday. If I'm wrong,
What?
I'd like to be wrong. Thursday, Friday, sometime during that time frame to fucking distract us. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
yeah. It's fucking ridiculous, these guys. Oh, he's gonna come back. His device is being tricky. There you go.
I think I'm back. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, but don't be surprised because these people are gonna come with the tricks, right? They're gonna come with the
Yes.
tricks.
And,
Indeed.
and there will come more. There will come much more now that they have the technology. They have the they are preparing us for something very big. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's
Just don't let fool you. I
yeah.
just can say this.
Like I think like Elon Musk is talking about he wants to build a bunch of satellites that block the sun. And how he does that, because the sun is optical, however which way he does that to dim the sun, I feel this is his way of making the sun finding a way to monetize access to solar power. I know that sounds weird. But just hear me out. I feel it is just a way. Live music. Greg, Big G, how you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you doing well. I am doing well. We're chilling, kicking it over here. But I do feel that in some crazy way, they are going to find a way to dim the sun or block out somehow. I don't know how. But then they're going to charge us money to get solar access. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know, but I feel this is one of their aims. I don't know. I know it sounds crazy. But I feel that's one of their aims. I feel that's one of their goals. I sincerely feel this. How they do it, I don't know. Will they do it? Yeah, that's one of the things they're going to do. They're going to block off sun power because the way in which we harness solar power to get the things that we want, it's going to make them find ways to charge us to use the sun. So they're going to block it off. They're going to block off our access. And I feel like this dude, like I don't even want to say what I really think, but here's my thing. At the end of the day, there's more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them, and we have to start seeing these people as our enemies. They are not our friends. They do not love us. They never liked us. So they are not our friends.
I'm with you, brother.
They're not our friends. They're not our friends. They're not our family. They never liked us. They never wanted us to benefit from anything. Elon Musk goes around. Joe Gilberti, good dude, solid dude, doing his best. Found primary water in Florida, trying to give it to everybody, right? This Mosaic group tried to silence this guy and offer him $500 million, $500 million. He says no. They lock his ass up in jail for 15 years because he says no. So they trump up charges, no pun intended, trump up charges. One of those companies that have access to the water or around that reservoir of water is, guess who? It's one of those Elon Musk companies.
Sure.
It's one of them. So you think these people have anything these Elon Musks, these Larry Finks, these Jeff Bezoses, these Donald Trumps, you think they have anything good? They show up on TV and they look human. Inside, they are the devil. Inside, they are demons. They want
Demons,
nothing but they don't like any of us. They don't like none of us. Black, white, green, orange, purple, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Indian, Hindu. They don't like any of us.
And you
None
see
of
how
us.
they treat you. You see it. You just need to open
They
your eyes and
treat
you see it.
us all like trash because to them we are their servants. But we need
Exactly.
to always remember there are so many more of us than
And
there
you know
are.
what's the paradox
them.
is? They live off us and think they
They need
are.
us.
That's that. You know, that's the paradox.
They need us. And
Yeah.
Globers, listen up. You
Crazy.
too. They feel the same way about you too.
Oh, yeah.
You're not out of this thing. They feel the same way about us. You're not outside of this. They hate you too. They hate you. They don't like you.
And there is
They
not
don't
much
want you
time
to
left,
no.
people. You know,
They
we're
want to
running
give
out
you
of time.
they want to give you the shot too. They want to steal your kids' organs. They want to rape your kids too. They want to do that to you too. It ain't just it ain't with us being paranoid. You're in the same fucking bucket of crabs as we're in.
Wise words.
So don't think that just because we're out here fighting the power that you're outside of it. No, because if they come for us, they coming for you too. You're not beyond this shit. Are you kidding me? They're gonna come get you. They're gonna come get your people too. You ain't one of them. You ain't never been one of them.
Wake
You're
up.
one of, unfortunately, I mean, however which way you want to see it, you're one of us. And so they don't like you. So why are you sitting there working for these people? They're not going to pay you. You think they're going to pay you? And what do you get? You get 30 pieces of fucking Judas's silver for what? To tell lies? And then here's the thing, man. This is one thing I noticed. This is what I noticed. When you get in bed with the devil and the devil is paying you, that's just fishing lure. That's just a fishing bait. Because you know what they do with fishing bait? They cast it out. And then after the fish bites it and eats it and thinks that he's got a meal, they bring your ass in and they devour you. The whole point was to devour you. That's fishing bait. That money that they give you to do these lies that you think you're doing something, that's fishing bait. Because
your
as
labor.
soon as you get wise to their tactics, as soon as you get wise, because a fish gets wise to he's being tricked, something's happening. What do you think the fish does? The fish tries to leave. It's too fucking late because I got that motherfucker. I put a hook on there. So as soon as he tries to leave, that hook's got his ass. And you're mine, and I'm going to fry you up. I'm going to season you, and I'm going to serve you to the rest of my fucking family. I'm going to gut you. I'm going to scale you and your dinner. And I'm going to cook you with rice and vegetables. So this is how they treat us. They treat us like fucking fish, like baited fish. This money is no different. They treat you Globers no different than how they treat us. We just have a different worldview. That's it. And we understand what they're trying to do. You guys are blind to it. You guys are fucking falling for the banana in the tailpipe trick. And then now that they got you, it's easy to manipulate you to work in their favor and to work against us. And like I said, man, we're better off working together. There's more of us than there are of them. And whether you want to fucking believe it or not, you are one of us. You are. You are the broke. Your kids get sick. Your kids go to one of these fucked up schools that teach them lies. Your kids are not groomed in the new world order into think like the glitterati and the Brahmin and the elites. They're not raised to think like that. They're not. There's more that I tell you what, there's more that the elites probably have in how we think than how you think.
Sure.
Do you really think a lot of these elites don't know that this earth is a fucking flat plane? You think that they fucking go with that globe shit? No, they're just kicking that lie down the fucking road because they know that their fucking foot soldiers are going to fall for it. They know that.
Works.
Yeah. So whatever it takes to get these fucking foot soldiers out there to do their bidding, that's what they're going to fucking go with. Meanwhile, they know what this place isn't. They know what this place is, and they know that we're fucking catching on. So they need you to fucking get with it. And you're going to bite down on that piece of bait. And they know that once it's time to collect, they're getting everybody. They're getting me. They're getting the guys in the foundry. They're getting the guys that make fun of me in my fucking in my Rumble channel. They're getting you too. They're getting the guys that email me. They're getting the guys that post threats to us. They're getting the guys that work for them, that kiss their ass, that push this globe nonsense. You're part of that. And they're going to get your kids too. You think your kids are outside of this? You think my kids are outside of this? No. Only difference is that I see it coming, is that we see it coming, is that we don't trust them along with a lot of y'all we don't trust. That's not our fault. That's a survival instinct. But when you're honest, when you're real with your shit, survival instincts work pretty damn well. And they just kick in. We don't want it to be like that, but that's just how it is.
Well spoken, my friend. You're completely true. That's exactly the truth, you know. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Yep. And again, there are so much more of us than there are of them, which is why they need the AIs, they need the robots, they need the stuff, because they know that at some point something's going to happen, and we are going to just a lot of us are just going to, there's going to be a lot of people concentrated in one place that are just going to lose their fucking shit, and they're going to want to eat those fucking people that I named earlier. They're going to want to eat them alive. Mark my words, they are going to eat them alive. So if they find a Elon Musk, a Donald Trump, Hegseth, all these people in the street, what do you think's going to happen to those guys if those people fucking catch a hold of them? What do you think? Those people have had enough. You think they're coming after me? You think they're coming after anybody in the foundry? Nope. No. Because once you awaken and you've had enough and you ain't got shit to lose, they're going right after the people that started this whole thing.
Exactly.
Those people don't have you like, listen, globe people. Look, man, look, you think those people have broke folks? You think they have broke people in their lineage and their family like that? You think
I would give me the X and I would do it. You know, give you know.
Yeah. Like
you have to do it. You have to fight for what is right. You know,
that's it.
There's no time for pussies or something to say. Okay, maybe we can talk this out. There is no talking anymore.
Yeah, we're choosing to be led astray. If we're being led astray, that's a choice. Ooh. That's it.
You know, in the military, you think like this. You know, you have to extinguish the enemy. That's your first goal, and that's what we are. That's where we are.
No, and there's something in dying. There is something in dying that they make it appear as it's the worst thing in the world, which I guess you could say to some it's the worst thing. They're like, well, at least you're not dying. Well, I got bad news for you. Bad news is we are dying. As we speak, as we live, we are dying. The clock is on the move with us. But here's the good news is that while you're here, you might as well make the best of the time that you have here. Number one. Number two, it doesn't mean that while you're here, you have to lie. You don't. You don't have to lie for anybody, especially for an unrighteous cause. Like, these people are poisoning your only means of water, your only means of breathing, air, and then they're telling you that it's okay. And meanwhile, they have something else to drink off of, breathe off of, eat off of. They're getting the best and you're getting the worst. And you think these people are on your side? Do you think these people that are putting these lies in your mind are on you? I just want you to think. Forget about what you think you saw out over the water. Forget about our calculations. Forget about all of that. Let's just use what we know. Do you think these people are eating at McDonald's? Do you think they're eating government cheese? Do you think they're eating at Hardee's? Do you think they're eating at Red Lobster's even? No, they're eating the cleanest food, breathing the cleanest air, drinking the cleanest water, growing their food out of the cleanest of soil. They live different because they want different for themselves, and they know the direction in which they're going and in the direction they want to give to their kids. We think we do. But every day with the bullshit that comes out, you know what they do is they change the trajectory of how we live. I want you to let that sink in. No matter how much we do or how much we we think we can affect change, which we can. It is a choice, right? But we at the same time we have to work together. They do things, they put things in place to where now we have to play ball the way they want us to play ball. And at some point, people are going to be like, it's going to be more people that say, I'm not doing that. And then something is going to have to give. Something is going to happen. And so I want you guys to keep that in mind. I want you to know that this is what it's going to boil down to, that even the most staunchest of globers is going to at some point say, I'm not doing, that's what I'm not going to do. Now I'm not doing that shit. Flat earth or a ball, it doesn't matter. I'm not doing that shit. And then they're going to fucking come to terms with, well, something's got to give, because that's not what I'm doing. It's going to happen with you globers too. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's going to happen. And then what you going to do? What you going to do when these people show up in the street? What you going to do?
It's happened already. It's happening already, you know.
Hmm. It's
It
going to be
depends where
interesting.
you live. Depends where you live. You know, I live in Austria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my country is it's completely destroyed. So we don't have a government anymore. No good government. You know, it's
What?
of course it's a very small country. You know, Austria, and it's
Mm-hmm.
you know like after Second World War, everything got destroyed, and now we are getting destroyed once again,
Oh
completely.
wow!
But,
And
but
you guys didn't have time to like repair yourselves.
well, you know, it's in the you know the Austrians and the Germans. They are deeply wounded, of course. You know, you
Right.
got two world wars that you lost. You know,
Right. And then they got disbanded basically. They couldn't make
and
their
and
own army again.
and you always have to carry this old how you call it
Basically the sins of the past.
yes, you always have to carry this on with yourself. You know, you have to always say, okay, I'm Nazi, and this. You know, and then of course,
Well,
but
we have Israel that does that now. Israel does what Nazis do.
yes, exactly. You know, this is always this, but this is the propaganda from the system. You know, it's, of course,
Mhm.
this has nothing to do with the people. Of course, no. You know, the
Yeah.
people are completely different, but they try to frame it like this, like they
Mhm.
always do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have to
but
always have to bet a bad one.
you want to know something is that people are starting to wake up. They're starting to wake up and they're starting to recognize that hey, maybe it's not at all what those guys,
Of course not.
the synagogue of Satan said. Now, I'm not saying that people didn't die. I'm not saying that at all. Um
Me neither. I don't know what happened exactly. You know,
yeah, I'm not that's not what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that Jews this or Jews are bad. No, I'm not saying that. But you have an element. You definitely have an element that is
war
lying
always
to
is shit.
everybody.
All war people die. We know this, you
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
it was always the same. War never
Yep.
ends. That's
Yep.
what they
And
told us, you know.
it seems as if they're heavily involved with the education. I don't know if you noticed that they're
Of course.
heavily involved with the education of our children here in America.
And
And whatever happens here in America, it tends to spread out to other countries.
and always the winner writes the story. What's right, you know. Always,
Yep. Yep.
you know.
Yep.
We today Austria and Germany is still an occupied country from also America. You know, we got the bases here and everything, and
Yep.
of course, you know, this is
Yeah.
all. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I bet it's tough, man. I bet it's tough,
Okay,
but
it's okay.
it's
Yeah,
it's one of
we're
those
fighting.
things. Huh?
We are fighting. You know, of course. The
Yeah.
people that are aware of that, they are fighting, of course.
Yeah. I don't think people here are fighting, but we're so divided in the United States that
Much.
yeah, it's so
I
much
can't even
division.
imagine. Well, you know how it is in America. You know, because I don't live in such a country. You know,
Right. Right.
yeah,
It's so divided and there's so many silly people. Like for instance, in New York City, right? These guys they don't have guns and they're happy they don't have guns and I'm like that's why it's so fucking easy for these goddamn people to drop the military in there
yeah,
and tell
of
you
course.
what the fuck you're going to do and cause martial law because you don't have a fucking gun to protect yourself or to
Of
tell
course.
them that's not what I'm doing. This
When
is
the
what I'm
enemy
doing.
has guns, you also have to have guns. How should you
Absolutely.
how should you protect yourself? You cannot. You
You
know.
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
And
This is
so
cool.
so New Yorkers, right? New Yorkers have it, and that sucks because me, I'm a New Yorker, right? I'm from Brooklyn originally, and so New Yorkers have it all fucked up. Their minds are twisted, and they believe the shit that the government tells them. Oh, just do this, and we'll protect you. They ain't gonna protect you. You're gonna be one of the first places that they conquer. You're gonna be one of the New York, Chicago, fucking L.A. These places where the guns are, it's hard to get access to them. You'll be the first ones. You'll be the easiest ones for them to conquer.
Mm.
The
But I have to
easiest.
say something because America is most of the time I'm talking to Americans when I'm online, you know, because in Austria and in Germany, this flat Earth is very weak, you know, very weak for now.
So tell me, yes, tell me about how it's working in Austria and in Germany.
It's very weak, you know. The flat Earth movement here is you have to search the people. You know, it's not like in America that you can that there are a bunch of people who are like flat earthers. Here you are really a crazy one. You know, this is you don't have any people around anywhere. You know, because they don't think about this. Most of the
So
people.
so let me ask you, do you think it's because why do you think that is? I don't want to put into your
I
head
think
why you
that
think
is
that is, but why do
because
you think that?
I tell you that's I think that is because you know Austrians and Germans they are very abiding people. You know they abide the system very much because that it's all they have. It's a socialism system. You know
Yeah.
they need the money from the state.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's not like America where you are a free man where you go out and get your money. Here you get the
Right.
money from the state. You know it's a socialism. It's
Oh, right, right, right. So it's not welfare, but it's like the
it
state
is
is
welfare.
giving you so it's a living wage.
Yeah, that's why we are so much in debt, and that's why nobody can take this anymore. You know, the wages are getting too much. You know, because you
Wow.
cannot pay for all the people who are coming in, and you know, this
Right.
is not working anymore.
Right. Oh,
This is
wow.
socialism. This is like capitalism, like all these crazy um, states, how we call it. You know. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's very, you know, Austria is dying, also Germany is dying. All the EU has nothing to do anymore with like um I call it Wirtschaft. Um, hmm. um they're destroying themselves, you know. We have a war
Mm.
with this Ukraine, and this is all coming back, and then with Russia, what where we got all the energy from is now cut off, you know, and so
Right.
we are not able anymore to produce the things that we used to be, you know. That's we're getting broke.
Right.
Austria is broke, Germany is broke, Spain is broke, Italy is
France
broke,
is definitely broke now.
everything is broke.
Right.
Europe is dead for now. For now.
Wow.
Let's see what's happening. Yeah.
So then mm, when you speak about the flat earth, there ain't too many of you Austrians out there. And I see 21 Truth Lord is discussing, but Truth Lord, you're Danish, right? He's Truth Lord is I think he's Danish. Definitely not donut. Boom. Get it?
No, no, Danish. Yeah.
He's not
A good
donut.
one.
That's all right. So Truth Lord is
No,
Danish.
man.
Probably a cheese Danish. All right. So all right. So
I love
Truth
that
Lord
thing.
is yeah. Okay. So Truth Lord is Danish. Yes. So Truth Lord is Danish. I wonder if if the same thing could be said for the Danes or the people in Denmark.
Yeah, I'm asking.
So Truth Lord, what you got? Is it the same for the people in Denmark as well? One or the other? Ha. Okay. China and the Gates Foundation. Now that's so are there flat earthers in Denmark like there are in the United States? Or is it much like Austria where people are like, nope, I'm just following the rules so I don't get highlighted or anything? That's my name. I answer to yes. Okay, yes. Yes. So it's the same in Denmark as it is in Austria, apparently. I believe this is what Disclord is
Most of
saying.
all Europe, because Europe is really, in Europe there is not much you can do anymore. We don't have the capabilities anymore.
Right. Okay.
I don't know what is happening next. My country, for example, we got the most idiotic government that we ever had. They are just idiots. They're just you cannot. This is not a joke anymore. They are. You feel that they are just bought from above. This is crazy.
Right.
That's
Wow.
why the right wing parties are catching up now. Because the left wing parties, they blew everything. You know,
Right. Hmm.
they got us in this shithole, and now the right wing parties are getting up again. And I don't know if that's good. I don't know,
Hmm.
because it's always the same system. It's in the system always.
Right. It's
Change it nothing.
swinging from left to extreme
Yeah.
left to extreme right.
And it's not like you in America that you have only two parties. We got a lot of parties here. So
Oof.
there is a lot of parties, and many people are divided in these parties. And the
Right.
right
Right.
wing is now, like in Austria, there is like 40% want the right wing governor, but the left wing doesn't allow that. You know,
Wow.
so they don't even let the people vote and let them their will. It's not even
What?
more. No, it's not possible anymore.
Oh, wow.
Everywhere in Germany also. Just look at the polls. Just look once
So
and
so let me ask you then, is it the same in Austria where if you talk shit about Jews that you get thrown in jail?
I know, but you have to be careful, of course.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, because you always get called a Nazi, and that's the first thing that comes. Of course, you're
Get called a Nazi and it's
a
over at
Nazi,
that
and
point.
a not understander, and a Schwurbler, and everything. That's yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's not funny anymore. It gets hostile. In
Right.
my own country, and that's the problem. Also, what Europe has a big problem with, emigrates. The people that are
Right.
coming from the east, from the east, coming inside. And we can't take this any longer. Because they open the borders and just let everything inside, and that's not good for a country. You know this yourself for yourself.
Oh, wait,
And
you talking about from the east, like from Asia?
no, not
East?
from Asia, from the Arabic.
Oh, you talking
You know?
about you talking about from the Asia
Yeah.
Minors. You talking about
Yes.
from Georgia and
You know,
Eastern Europe.
Merkel and Angela Merkel. Uh, You
Wait,
know her?
Angela Merkel. Right, right. She was
Yes,
the
she
former
was
chancellor, right?
exactly. She was the chancellor in
In
Germany,
Germany,
and
in
she had the
Germany.
policy to let everybody in. Don't ask. And now we got the problem that we got a lot of uh, um, people inside who don't work, who just
Right.
is in the social pot, and drain this. They drain this country dry.
Oh my
You know.
God.
Oh yeah.
How do you wait? So how is it possible to live like I have my own house, right?
Yeah.
I am I'm young. I have my own house.
Yes.
I've and I'm me, right? And I this is my house.
Yes.
Is it possible to have that in Germany?
Um, um, it is possible if you work your whole life, and if you um, the problem is, the money isn't it loses the worth all the time. I don't know. It's
It loses its is it inflation or like
exactly, it's inflation. We are here in Austria. We have now 4% inflation. Many people cannot even think about buying a house anymore.
right,
Before 20 years, people were able to go to work and buy a house. That's not able.
right,
This is now you cannot buy this anymore. The state is like, you have to think when you go to work in Austria, like you go 5 years, you go to work,
right?
right? And then you get paid 2.5 years, because the rest takes the state.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
for, we have over 54% of, how you call it, Zinsen. How you
Is
call
it?
it? What you have to give to the state? How you call it?
It's a tax.
It's a tax. You have to give this for everything. This is
Oh my
socialism, my
god.
friend. In end stadium, you know.
Oh, oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god.
why the people they cannot think for themselves anymore. They are not entrepreneurs anymore. They cannot make an own business anymore. It's not possible anymore
Oh
because
wow.
it's too expensive. You know, you cannot because you have to give everything to the state.
So then let me
Right.
ask you. It was is this West Germany, or I mean, is this East Germany just hasn't gone away after the Berlin Wall came down?
Right. You know, when you build up a country, of course you have a upshift in the workforce and in the money. You know,
Right.
and this was after the war, but now we are in a time, you know, where we don't need these workers anymore, and so you understand?
Yes.
Yeah,
Disc Lord, hold on. Disc Lord, what's good, bro?
it's crazy. I'm
Disc
sorry,
Lord,
you know, for my brothers.
hold
How's
on,
my
hold
mic?
on. Disc Lord, I can
Brother.
hear you.
Is the mic fine?
Yeah. You sound good, kind of, but it's welcome, man. Welcome.
Oh, it's the wrong mic I got on. That's why.
You sound good. I could hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, but it's not the main mic.
Mm,
Hi, Disclord, and nice to see you, man.
Big time. Long time ago.
yeah. Disc Lord.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, me too. Just a second, and the mic should change too.
Yeah. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, I had to come in and say, who's that Truth Lord guy you were talking to before?
Oh, wait, Truth Lord. Were you not in there?
Yeah, but that's not me. But you know, it's Neil. It's the first time I hear that one, but
Get out of here. Somebody else is in there pretending to be you?
no, it's me. But the name is not me. You know.
Oh, no. I knew it was you. I saw the thing. I was like, oh, it's Disc Lord. I know who that is.
It's a pretender.
For a second, I was like, "Is there another guy in the chat called Truth Lord?" No. Okay, it is me.
So long.
Let me just see with the mic.
Let's see. Yeah, man. Go ahead. You know, while you're doing that, I was starting to realize, I was realizing a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot that happened between the last time I came on and I made a show. Of course, I mentioned the holidays, getting with my family, my brothers and stuff, making fun of me, nephews and family, all of them making fun, but at the same time learning and actually recognizing what it is I was trying to tell them. Here's what I've noticed, right? Every day, and this is just within me, every day I breathe, right? Some people these days are more prone to getting cold because the weather is getting cold and everything, and people are getting cold, they're getting phlegm. So if you do that, listen, guys, listen. All right, drink tea, drink water, make sure you hydrate, drink tea. Don't force your body into extremes of weather, right? Take the time if you're going to go into cold. Take the time if you're going to go from the cold into the hot. Okay, take some time. So make this gradual. One, two, drink a lot of fluids. Hydrate. The cold tends to remove moisture from your body, and when it does that, it makes you dehydrated. So make sure you're drinking a lot of fluids. Hydrate. And if you don't like to pee, I understand that's a side effect of hydrating. So you got to drink a lot of water. You got to drink a lot of fluids, right? Don't drink too many diuretics. Don't drink too many coffees, teas, don't drink too many black teas. It's good for you, but not too much. All right. And everything in moderation. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. You're hydrating. Stay hydrated. Take good, decent supplements. One of the things I like to take, and make sure you consult your doctor, because I'm not a doctor. God bless you. Make sure you consult your doctor first. Oregano is really good. Oregano, don't take it raw. Don't take it straight. That'll fuck you up. Make sure you put a couple of drops, like 3-4 drops in water, right? Oregano.
Chuck that bottle down. The pure
Yeah.
stuff.
Chug it. You know what I'm saying? Oregano, vitamin C, acerola specifically, acerola vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, of course. Those are the regulars. Copper, freaking zinc, things
I
of
heard
that nature. Serious
I heard
business. What's happening, fam?
vitamin D3 in the liquid form. I forgot the specific kind.
Vitamin D3 and vitamin K. Yes.
Yeah, the D3 in the liquid form. There's a kind that absorbs very quick,
Yeah.
within an hour or less. I believe it
Yeah.
is.
And if you're living in those regions like the Austrias and the Denmarks and stuff like that, and I know Austria is further south than Denmark, but I guess during these times of the year, these periods, you're not getting nearly as much sun as those of us in the States are. So
No, and when we do, it's still too cold to enjoy.
right. So definitely to getting a vitamin D, right? Taking a vitamin D liquid supplement. You don't have to take
Oh yeah,
the pills either.
very
You can
true.
take them in a liquid form, and the liquid forms come with the dropper pipettes. So again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. However, there are ways in which you can better take care of your body. And the reason I'm saying that, y'all, is because the small things that you do that will affect your body will also affect your mind, and it'll ultimately
Yes,
mean that you have to spend less money at the doctors. So
yes,
eating these things, drinking these things, taking these things, especially during the harsh times of the year, i.e. the winter time, you know what I'm saying, will make you healthy, right? If you could deal with it in the cold, you could definitely deal with it in the heat. I promise you that. So it'll keep you nice, keep you healthy. By the time the spring rolls around, you're ready to rock. You understand? So taking those supplements, the zinc, if you're taking zinc, make sure you take it with copper, right? You want to take zinc and copper simultaneously. And the thing is, you don't have to take pills. If you're not prone to taking pills, if you don't like taking pills, you could take it in a dropper pipette form. You could take it in a liquid form as well. Now, I'm talking about that because I'm talking about this. I'm starting to realize is every day, I've got big nostrils, right? I got a big giant nose. We get it, right? And when I breathe in through my nose a lot of times. What I recognize is that part of my nose during the day is stuffy. The not fully stuffy, but I get more air out of one side of my nose than I do the other.
I know that.
Throughout the day, it shifts. It changes. I'll
true.
get more air out of another side of the nose than the other, out of one nostril than the other. What I'm starting to think is this, y'all. And hey, I might be crazy, but I might be onto something. And I might add on to something that you guys might have already thought at some point. Is that that's just how our bodies are. Maybe my body, but I notice it. That's how it is. One nostril takes in more air than the other throughout the course of the day, then it changes. It could be on a 12-hour schedule. I'm assuming, I don't know, throughout the day, but half the day it might shift, or maybe a quarter of the day it shifts. Another quarter of the day it shifts. So 6 hours, one nose or one nostril, 6 hours, the other nostril, 6 hours, the other nostril, 6 hours. So
Or
basically,
maybe it depends on which part of your brain you're using and stuff like that. Now we need more
maybe,
oxygen over here, over there. I
right.
don't know.
So maybe, because now here's the thing is that this eye sees more red and this eye sees more blue. I only got two eyes, so and they both work, but they're not the greatest. But what I notice is if I look at something with a white background, and it's got to have a white background so I could see the tint behind it. This side of my eye, or this eye, will give me more red. This eye will give me more blue. It will make the white a little bit more bluish. It'll make this one more red.
Same with
I'm
me. Same with me.
So you notice
I'm
it.
here.
Yeah, and I just tested it on the screen in front of me on the white. Exactly the same thing.
See?
Yeah, same here.
Okay,
We
good.
are
So I'm
red
not
and
crazy.
blue-eyed.
No,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
So everything has its I don't know if I think you guys know what I'm trying to say, but
Yeah,
every part of us,
polar opposite thing
yes,
coming
yes,
together. Yeah.
yes, every part of us has that opposite thing that comes together to make us our whole. It let me see. So when we breathe, also they have that diagram of how the air comes into our lungs, and it comes in, it turns into a what's that thing? The Coriolis effect in our lungs. As we breathe in, it swirls up, and then as we breathe out, it probably does the same thing. Breathe in, breathe out. We look, but also while we're breathing, I'm just thinking about, I'm thinking out loud. I don't have a necessary direction, but I'm thinking out loud because maybe I'm putting some pieces together for the rest of you guys. That's why I'm doing it. So bear with me. I'm thinking about how my heart functions. And so if we think about the rupus negra being the heart, right, of this world, right? It breathes, it does the same thing. It releases, the middle releases water, sends it out, and then that water comes back, just like the
So you get
circulatory
the
system.
waves, right?
Right. And the tides.
And the tides, yeah.
And so like our bodies like our body like the circulatory system, broken up into 4 chambers, right? 4 chambers. You have your ventricles and you have your atriums, right? At the top and the bottom. If you look at the center of the world from the top down, right? The rupus negra, the heart in the middle, those 4 islands split up by those rivers they function like the circulatory system. They function like the heart. They function like the chambers of the heart, if you think about it.
As above, so below.
Yeah.
So, you know.
As without, so within.
Yeah.
So
You know, everything has to be together, you know, like we are just one part of this world. We are, it's all together. It's all
right. So I was watching Bro Sanchez earlier today, and something he said that I've always believed, but he put it in a way in which it's a different way that I never considered it. How he said the more people there are on this earth, the faster time moves. The more people there are here, the faster things go on, the faster time moves.
Yeah, that would make sense in a simulation as well, because it would have to use less power to run the thing, and so it would speed up the time to waste a lot of less processing power and all that stuff. To make us feel like things are the same, but you can actually feel it's faster though. But it seems the same, but it is faster.
It's more. It's right.
You have
Even
to be
though
aware
the time
of it being faster.
Yes. Even though the time still goes the way it does,
Still the same hours on the clock and shit, but they are faster now. You just don't. You have to know to feel it.
Exactly. You have to like be aware that it's happening. It's strange.
Yeah.
But he was showing a diagram of the zodiac, and around the zodiac there were people turning it. Turning it. Their hands were turning it. And so you had a set number of people, but I would imagine the more people you have, the faster that thing moves.
Yeah.
The more hands you have on it, the quicker it moves. And so I'm like, holy shit, he might be onto something. Yeah. He might be onto something. And while he's talking about that, I'm thinking about just how our and I have that book here. It's called The Human Atmosphere by Walter Kittinger, I think it is. The Human Atmosphere by Walter. No, it's not. No, I forget his name. Walter something. The Human Atmosphere. It's a book I talk about a lot. And it basically talks about how they were able to see the people's auras, right? People's electromagnetic fields. And so part of your electromagnetic field is the air that you're breathing, how you're breathing the air and everything. The heart, each time your heart pumps, your electromagnetic field, wow, wow, wow. It's basically like the rupus negra is pumping, and the sun and the moon are part of that electromagnetic field.
Yes, we are living in an electromagnetic world, of course.
Yeah. And the seawater is the blood. It serves as the blood, helping that electromagnetic field work, helping the electromagnetic field of this earth plane that we live on.
Also the oil and everything they pump out and we gas it out, you know, this is all part of the earth, you know, this is all. Yeah, and we just don't understand it, but the people that are using it, they understand it. That's the thing. You know?
Yep.
Of course, this is a living, breathing world. It wouldn't work otherwise.
Exactly. And this is why when they get us to think that this world is a ball rock in space, it pulls us polar opposite than what we're supposed to think that this thing is, and that it's an organism, just like us. We're part of an organism.
That's the
We're just
bullshit they want to get you. You know. That's
right.
the
And
bullshit.
because so many of us believe that this thing is just everything is just happening just to happen out of chance, then there's no way in hell that those that are lost are ever going to get this place, are
And
ever going
like
to
you said, Vlad,
understand that, huh?
like you said, Vlad, you know, they feed us shit. They give us shit, and so how will you prosper? You cannot prosper in this
Right.
environment. You have to make it yourself. You know.
If you
Yes.
keep eating shit, then it's like if
Then you
if
are
if
shit.
you are what you eat,
Yeah.
Sure. Of course.
Totally.
you become a shit. So
Yeah.
Yep.
You are shit.
stop being a
Yep.
shithead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's
this.
crazy because we have all this electricity around us all the time, 24/7. And we've found another way to make this ethereal plane, this ether, and we've made it physical by using conductors, by using wires. Everything is based off of the physical. So we've taken something that should be used, like I know David Weiss was talking with his mom, she's no longer around, right? I saw a video of him talking with his mom, and he was talking about the Tesla tower in why it was in Long Island. It's out there by the along the northern, close to the northern coast, that closer to Connecticut. It's out there in Long Island. It was that gigantic tower that they tore down. It's no longer there. But it's like a museum that's there. It's like a Nikola Tesla museum out in Long Island. But when I go back to New York, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna take pictures, and then I promise I will send it to y'all when I go back to New York. But anyway, that thing was designed there to help transmit or get electricity to everyone. It sounds as if it takes the air around it and it moves the air around it to where people can use it and
Yeah.
get light, make TVs work, whatever you're going to use it for, you can use it.
It's like
Now,
WLAN, you know. It's a frequency. You
right.
have to
So they
catch.
destroyed
You
the
know.
build. They destroyed it. They took it down in like 1950, right before the war. They took it down.
They
They
didn't
destroyed it.
destroy it. They transformed it. You know. They used it for their.
F-
Before it was for the
Okay.
people. Now it is for them. And
Right.
now you have to pay for it if you want it.
Exactly. So they destroyed it, and they got us to think that electricity needs to be harnessed within a conductor, a metal physical object, in order to transfer it from one place to another, except we've got Wi-Fi.
Energy is everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. The free energy. That's why they was able to build these towers or these buildings that they built.
Right. And
Then,
I actually went online and I looked for periodic tables with ether, whatever you want to call it, right? Periodic tables with ether. They don't sell them. They're so hard to find. And then it was one of the people that made the was not Gregor Mendel, Mendeleev, the Russian chemist Mendeleev, the granddaddy of the periodic table. He is one of the last people to use the periodic table with the element of ether, which some people, it's actually the element of ether is split up into two elements, what they call them. One of them was like newtonium, and the other one was coronium, not chromium, but coronium, like coronium, right? So it was split up into two elements prior to us going from that, moving on to helium and hydrogen, then lithium, beryllium, from moving from left to right. You don't find them nowhere. I'm trying to find where you could find it. You can't find it nowhere. And then it didn't have an atomic an atomic symbol. It didn't have a symbol like we're used to seeing H, we're used to seeing this one, that one. Instead of it didn't even have an atomic weight or anything. It had an X and it had a Y. That's all it had in that box. All you saw was a blank in the middle, nothing. You saw an X, you saw a Y. That was it. And they don't sell those periodic tables nowhere. You can't even have it as a keepsake. You can't even have it as something old. We don't use this no more. This is what they used to be. They don't sell them anywhere. And unless you could find them, please let me know. But
What do
you
you
can,
think? Well, what do you think what the ether is?
you know, it's okay. With what I've experienced,
Mhm.
with what I've experienced, we can feel we can feel the we can feel the static in
Yes,
the air, right?
cool. Man.
Um,
Exactly.
and so when you
The
feel
transmission. It's the fluid which transmits the information. You know.
right,
It's the
and so
yeah
you can feel it. I think to some degree you can smell it
yeah
even sometimes.
yeah.
Um, it
You're
depending on
you're
how it
you're right.
moves, huh?
You're very right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
smell it. Yeah, yeah.
and depending on how it moves, you can make it cold, you can make it hot around
Mhm.
you, right?
Mhm.
How it mixes in with magnetism, like I couldn't tell you. I
Yeah,
don't
it's cool,
even
man.
think
You know,
I
it's the
think even the way
transmitter.
we've
It's the
right, and I
fluid
think
and
even the way we've been taught, like we're separating the things when maybe we shouldn't be separating them. How electricity is one wave and
it's
magnetism
all
is another
one.
wave. It's everything should be one, right?
Yeah, of course. It's all one.
But
Yeah,
we've been taught otherwise. We've been
of
taught,
course.
your H
Yeah,
wave
thought
and
it's much
your
bullshit.
E wave. They're two different vectors and everything. And I'm
Yeah.
like, they're like electromagnetic principles and this. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what about this ether thing that this stuff needs to travel through?
You're
So
exactly, yeah.
we have in this column of air, right? The higher you go, the more of it that you can get. The more of it you can get. So I'm thinking there is there's a height at which we can be, and it might be 33 feet. It might be 33 feet, or it might be 66 feet, or it might be that every 33 feet you might be experiencing a significant change in how much static electricity you can harness and how much you can get. And the reason I say that is this: air is obviously a different medium. Air and what I mean by the traditional air that we breathe and everything else is a little bit different. Not different. Well, yes, a little bit different than the water that's below us, right? The water that's below us, what you could do is you could take a ball, right? And say you put weights on the ball, it's still a ball with air on it. As soon as you put the ball in the water, what happens to the ball? It shrinks a little bit. But then as soon as you let it go, what happens? It comes up to the surface. It's on the surface. It's at a place of harmony. It's sitting on the surface. It's not getting
Buoyancy.
any higher. It's buoyant, yes, and it's not getting any lower because it's at a
In the
place of rest.
medium in which it is.
Yeah.
Always. You have to think
Now,
about always what the medium.
if you force this, if you force pressure or if you force it down into the water column, it begins to shrink. Do you know that the deeper that you take it, as soon as you hit, guess what depth? You cut the size. If the ball is right now, um, say it's a 12-inch diameter ball, as soon as you bring it down to a specific depth, guess what size it'll be? You'll cut the size in half. Guess what depth that is?
Wait, let me think.
33 feet. 33 feet of seawater. 33 feet of seawater. You cut the volume of that ball. Now, the pressure is going to be great, but you cut the volume of that ball in half. That's like the greatest change is from 0 to 33 feet of seawater.
Yeah.
Once you put that ambient pressure on that ball, that's the greatest change that it makes is from that height or
Yeah, and you know this
that
because you
level.
were in submarine boats. This works the
Well,
same, you know.
I used to
Exactly.
be, when I was a diver, this is like the principles that you learn
That's great, man.
static
I love how this works, you know, and how people are able to go in these deeps and go down, you know, and just yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And it's crazy because it's
Crazy.
like it's an atmosphere. The water's an atmosphere all itself, not anything that too many of us are too familiar with because we don't live down there. We live in our own version of the water, which is the air that we breathe. You know what I'm saying?
We are land animals.
Yeah, right,
We
exactly.
cannot live in water, of course. Yeah.
But the air that there it is. JJ, there we go. Oh, thanks, JJ. But
JJ,
JJ, hey, the thing that I was saying is that I would like to find this periodic table where I could purchase it, is what I'm saying. I can't find it anywhere. Like I haven't seen this one. I haven't. Thank you, JJ. I haven't seen this. And so what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to not only share this with y'all, but thank you, JJ. I'm going to show y'all what it is JJ sent us so we can all see it. But yeah, like I'm thinking that maybe the Tesla tower, part of the reason why they took that shit down was so we can't measure its height. I don't know how tall it was. They could probably tell us, but then again, that might be a lie. Who knows?
they took it down. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they
Oh
took it
my
down.
God.
It's not there no more. They destroyed it. It's
Ah, of
not
course.
in.
Ah, now I get it. Yeah. Sorry. Of course. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course they took it down.
So
Because
here it is.
it was a different technology, you know. Tesla wanted to have a world where everybody has free energy, and this was not in the minds of many people, you know. Absolutely not. Never. You don't get free energy. Not
Free
Look
really,
at
man.
energy.
that, man. It looks like you're riding the serpent from the bottom to the top.
You see it? It looks like right. It looks like a DNA coil almost. But yeah, dang. There's so many things you can take away from this.
Plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus. This is how it works, you know, because you all have these fields around you, and all these fields are propelling each other, you know, and this is how you
Let
get
me
power.
I
Yeah,
went ahead and I gave that to y'all. Even okay, so you guys are definitely. I would recommend that you guys take this and take a look at this. Take a look at this link that JJ just gave us. Because I can't see this because it won't clarify many of these letters. I can't see the rest of it. But look at that first octave. This is it breaks it down into music almost too. They talk about octaves.
yeah, this is octanten. This is like, you know, you got a
Every
wave now.
yeah.
If you
Look,
got a
wow, look
wave,
at that.
you got the sinus
Like a
curve, you
sine
know.
wave. So
Sinus
you can even turn this on its side
curve.
and look at it like it's a sine wave.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Wow. You know, fifth octave, sixth octave. And when we think of octaves, we think of, you know, middle C to the next C up to the next
Eight.
C above that.
I was
Right.
thinking about 8. You know, octave
Right.
comes from 8.
It's every eighth letter, which is the same,
Yes.
which is just a higher pitched letter of the
Yes.
original.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, it's funny because in electromagnetic theory or in you know EM theory, what they talk about is golly, what they talk about are harmonics. Harmonics are one of those things like they almost resemble the same thing. So like a harmonic of it would be your original frequency, and then so a duplicate of that frequency. Like say you're at 50 megahertz, and then if you double that, you're at 100 megahertz. You'll see a signal come up because that's a harmonic of that original frequency of 50. But then if you cut that 50 in half, if you go down to 25 megahertz, you'll see that there is a signal coming up because of the original frequency. It's like a harmonic that they're showing us. This is crazy.
We are all made of frequency and electric. You know, we are beings like this. We are made
Yep.
of this.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. This is crazy. So I sent that to you. Well,
Ah.
JJ did.
It
Thanks.
is.
Shout out to you, JJ. I went ahead and I sent that to y'all. Now I'm gonna go ahead and we're 3.5 hours deep. I know Saab might be on right now. I could tell he's probably on. So I want to go ahead and give you guys an opportunity to get with Saab. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wrap it up. But before I do, I wanted to talk a little bit as to the progress as to where we are with the app, y'all. So we are where we'd like to be with the app, of course. The OWRS app, and I'm excited. I am ecstatic. The OWRS, of course, is the app what we're talking about when it comes to the Old World Ruins and Structures app. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I like kind of showing these things off. I'm really excited about this app, and you guys should be too, because it's going to be an amazing app. So here it is. Here's a little bit of it. Let me give it to y'all. Let me give it to you. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Here are a couple of screens. Oh, no, not that. Definitely not that. Here are a couple of screens of the hours. Of course, it's going to take forever. Anytime I really want to do something, it takes all day. Okay, here we go. Of course. Here we go. Cool. All right. So here is some of the screens of the hours right here. Hopefully you guys could see it. Let me go ahead, zoom in. All right. We are moving. We are grooving. Here it is. Here's some of the hours. Some screens of the hours. And of course, it's about old world ruins and structures. What you're looking at in front of us is an old world structure. Take a picture of it while you're there. You may not even have to know what the name is, but as long as you take a picture of it and you go ahead and you put it in the database and you leave a marker as to where it is, what'll happen is it'll come up faint at first. OWRS. That was the original name. Old World Ruins and Structure. We got rid of the A and we just made it the OWRS, the OWRS. Right? And so what happens is this. You have this effect. If you get it 85% of the time, it starts to get more solid. The less you have it, right, the more faint it is. And so the hours, here goes the map with it. Of course, this map is going to take all day to load. Nice. But this is the map. It's going to be a overhead projection of whatever it is you're taking a picture of. And of course, the more that you start taking pictures of whatever the structure is, the more fidelity it starts to add to whatever it is you're taking a picture of. And then you just add on to that. It makes it perfect. This app, I am so excited for it, but we're still in the growing phase. We're in phase 2, so we're making progress. Not as fast as I'd want for it to be, but hey, this is a grassroots effort. And, you know, as long as it's a grassroots effort, it's honest and it's real. And you know what? It's from the heart. So
sometimes they punch back, you know, and then you have to step back one, and then you go 2 in front of again, you know.
What's this?
Sometimes they punch back, then you have to go 1 step back, and then you go 2 in front again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they fucking, you know, you get a headbutt, you know, and then you fucks you back, you know, and then you go again. What did you do?
Yeah, shoot, man.
Got it.
And so it's cool. It's cool because here we go. Here is the hours. Okay. And hold on.
The punch back.
Let me send to y'all.
Whatever.
Here is the hours, y'all, for PayPal, in case you don't know. So now you know. Here's the hours for PayPal. Boom. This is the PayPal link for the hours. And this right here is the Cash App link for the hours. This is all for the hours phase 2. We're still in phase 2. Difference is that they're working on it. And so with these guys working on it, that's all we can ask for, but we're still paying for phase 2. Here's the app. Here is the hours phase 2. And just like I said, with phase 2, you've got some things coming down the pike. You've got actual things that you could see, that you could get your hands on, how it's going to look, how it's going to feel, and stuff like that. That's coming in phase 2. And so you get to see it for yourself. And I'm excited about that. And you should be excited about that, especially if you contributed, even if you didn't contribute. But I would like for you to contribute so we can get this thing in everybody's hands as soon as possible. So please donate to the OWRS Phase 2 now on Cash App. Boom. And on PayPal. There it is, y'all. We're $4,400, well, roughly $4,400 away now in Phase 2 to get this covered. So let's cover down on the OWRS Phase 2. Also, if you hadn't sent me, you know where I'm at, ironwork92,000@gmail.com. Send to me your email or email me, and then we could talk. Send me your address because I got some good stuff that's coming your way. For all you guys, I have your address. You know what to expect. You can expect it. It's going to be some dope stuff. And then you can give me your feedback as to what you think should be better with it. But of course, I don't want the rest of y'all to miss out. So don't miss out. What's up? What's happening? Anyway, fam, that's all I got. You guys have any last words? Disc Lord, Mr. Van Dyke, any last words?
I just want to say thank you for being here, and yeah, let's fight on, right? Let's do this.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, man. And thank you, Mr. Van Dyke. I appreciate you being here. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
Disc
So-
Lord.
Just
Thank
nice
you,
to
Disc
see you
Lord.
guys. You know, nice to say hello again, and that's pretty much it. Good show, good talk.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And Disc Lord, it's always a pleasure having you here too, man. And definitely the both of you guys, don't ever be a stranger. Always be here. Always be here. And J.R. Hartley, it's always a pleasure. Anytime, sir. Anytime. Salad,
No worries.
anytime. Shout out to you as well, Mr. Van Dyke, Flat Bob. Yes, yes. RG, Salad, JJ. Yep. Serious business. Always a pleasure.
Anytime, long time.
Hell yeah. And the rest of y'all coming through in the foundry. It's always appreciated. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And don't forget about the hours, both on Cash App and also on the PayPal side. And with that, fam, I'm going to let y'all have it. I'm going to leave y'all with my blessing, family. I wish everybody here nothing but the best: health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Most of all, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Be wise in these days to come, family. And with that, fam, we love you. We're out. Make sure to go to Sobs. I think he's on right now. Peace. See y'all Friday, y'all. Peace, peace.
Peace.